because of the breach. As students return to school around Metro Atlanta, a new study finds routine is good for our kids.
In a study of some 5,000 families, University of Georgia researchers say they found that unstable surroundings have a lasting impact on kids.
We looked at things like family routines, like having a consistent bedtime for children, as well as things outside the family, things like instability in childcare.
Researcher Kelsey Koss says they looked at children ages 1 to 9 and found those who lived in households that were unpredictable were more likely to show signs of mental and physical health issues in their teens and as young adults. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Well, the Atlanta Airport's lower north checkpoint is open again this morning after a water leak that caused the ceiling to collapse at a nearby gate. Passenger cell phone video shared on social media shows brown water gushing from the ceiling near gate T11 on Monday. Airport officials say crews are cleaning and sanitizing the space. The source of the leak is being investigated. Airport operations, though, were not affected. The State Department rolls out a 12-month pilot program that would impose bonds as high as $15,000 on some business and tourism visa holders from countries with significant overstay rates.
The program will also include countries where the agency has found inadequate screening of applicants and those offering citizenship by investment with no residency requirement. The agency said countries covered by the program will be announced soon.
Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti says travelers will be entitled to a full refund of the bond if they leave the country on time. And a European zoo makes a cringy request for owners with pets who may be on their last legs.
A zoo in Denmark would like you to consider donating it to feed the lions and tigers and a European lynx. The Aalborg Zoo's post explains the animals will be gently euthanized by trained employees and their remains used for food.
Oh, yeah. Deborah Rodriguez reports the zoo insists the process mimics the natural food chain of predator and prey, and nothing, it says, goes to waste. It's 9:03. Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We'll start with Triple Team Traffic and Smile on Mark McKay.
Got some lingering delays, Judd, out of Kennesaw. We know why. Jam cam shows center lane knocked out. Flatbed big rig stalled out. I-75 southbound at the Barrett Parkway exit 271. Keeping things slow back toward Kennesaw State University. 400 still rugged between Alpharetta and Roswell Old Milton Parkway to Roswell's Folcom Ridge Road. And you're slowing on I-85 still out of Duluth, Highway 316 near Norcross down to Indian Trail Road. How are the delays in the downtown Atlanta now, Ashley Frasca?
Still pretty stout as you travel north through the city on 75, 85 all the way past I-20 almost to Freedom Parkway. Maybe picking up new trouble on 85 north just before Georgia 400 and a crash in Buckhead on Roswell Road. Southbound lanes affected at West Paces Ferry. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies today with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Some will be heavy at times, high 72, lows tonight in the mid-60s. The rain tapers off tomorrow afternoon with a high of 78. Sunshine returns on Thursday, high 81.
It is 67 degrees right now in Lawrenceville, 66 in Villa Rica, 67 in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome, friends. Day one of my brand new headphones as I break them in here on this August 5th edition of the Mark Arum Show. It's weird, Christina. Like, breaking in new headphones. Celebrate. It's like my own back-to-school gift. I got myself.
Do they feel good? Or are they comfy?
Good. They sound weird, or I'm more deaf in one ear than the other. Anyway, I'll work it out. Welcome to the show. Christina's in studio. We're going to get to her in just a moment. Big show for you today in 30 minutes. There's like 7 developing stories out of the White House. We're going to go live to the White House in 30 minutes. Scott Slade joins us live at 10:35 on this new push that I am fully behind of getting rid of the state income tax here in the state of Georgia. I want to start, though, by thanking Deborah, travel expert Peter Greenberg, who came to the studio yesterday for the WSB Carathon. Peter Greenberg experience incentive. My goodness, that dude, I want to be that guy when I grow up. He knows he gave a master class in air travel, in hotels, in cruises, in credit cards, and SkyMiles. I mean, just going there last night, Deborah, I was trying to do the math. He's probably going to save me $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, just on hotels, like how to get out of paying those stupid resort fees at hotels. Now I know. I learned from
Now you know how to get to North Korea.
Now I know how to get to North Korea. Yeah. Oh man, Peter Greenberg was phenomenal. All the folks that donated, it was great. We had a great chicken piccata dinner here catered at the station. So thanks to Peter and everyone that showed last night. Don't miss it next year. If we can get Peter to do it again. Literally, I'm like Maya went with me, and I was like, he just saved us $50,000 over the next 10 years, probably. She's like, I know, it's crazy. Anyway, thanks to Peter. All right, Christina's in studio because I was just shocked when I flew back from Chicago on Sunday. The weather was so nice in Chicago.
Right.
It was like 70 and breezy, and I'm like, I was dreading coming back to Atlanta for the 100-degree temperature, and then lo and behold, Monday morning, it was like Shangri-La. It was beautiful. And again, I mean, rainy this morning, but 60-something degrees. I was like, this is amazing. And then I saw that graphic you posted on social media last Tuesday to this Tuesday. So last Tuesday, what was the temperature in Metro Atlanta?
100 degrees.
That was a 10 on the Mark Aram Show back sweat meter. Fast forward to today, and the high is going to be
in the upper 60s, low 70s. Yesterday, Atlanta reached about 68 degrees. Today, my forecast high is 72, but the average high for yesterday and today is 90. So we're trending about 25 to 30 degrees below average. We're talking about early August, Mark.
Yeah, I know.
Even I'm like, as a human being, I'm like, what is this? Do I need a sweater?
I've been watching this time travel show on Netflix, and I'm like, did I go forward in time? Is this October?
It feels like October. Yeah, I was walking around Truist on Sunday, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this feels like October weather as opposed to August weather.
All right, so I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
One, most importantly for the listeners, is this it? Is summer over?
No.
Oh, dag nabbit,
false
really?
fall.
False fall,
Yeah.
which we're all used to, but
It's
not
a
to
faux
this
fall.
degree. So how long are the cooler temps going to last, and when do we get up to, we're not going to get back to 100, are
So
we?
it's all relative, and I will say I can with good confidence I can tell you the next 7 to 10 days. Beyond that, it's always going to be a washout.
Okay.
The model data just is not that good. As we go into this weekend, we're looking at daytime highs in the mid 80s. So as I mentioned,
all right.
the average high is 90, so a few degrees below average, but mid 80s is not like mid 60s. However, what's going to happen is right now, the reason why it's so cool is because we have something called the wedge. I call it our buddy the wedge because it happens here in Metro Atlanta so often. I'm like, our buddy the wedge, wedge is here. So what happens is you have high pressure that develops right on top of the Appalachian Mountains. And high pressure means that cool air is pushed down the mountains and
Love
it's
it.
wedged
Love
into
it.
Metro Atlanta.
I love a wedge salad.
A wedge
and
salad.
I love our buddy the wedge
Our
coming
buddy the
in,
wedge.
pushing that cooler temps in here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's responsible for the cooler air. It's also responsible for the cloudy, drizzly conditions that
I'm
we
okay
have,
with that.
right? And so with that high pressure pushing all the cool air from New England down into Metro Atlanta, it's why we only reached about 68 degrees yesterday afternoon. Meanwhile, in Birmingham, they were in the mid to upper 70s.
Is that why the air smelled like clam chowder? Because all this cold air from New England?
I don't know if the clam chowder made it all the way
Oh,
down
that was just
here.
me smelling like clam
It
chowder.
might have been just
What's
you.
remarkable, though, it's because I don't know if you go through the same routine I do. Well, I listen to you. I'm like, all right, what am I going to wear today? I'm
Right.
listening on the app to Christina Edwards' full 5-day forecast. And I'm like, all right, for the last 90 days, or I don't know how long, but it's
Yes.
like, all right, shorts and a short sleeve shirt. It's going to be hot. But and the last 2 days, I've been wearing jeans and a long sleeve.
It's like a switch flipped. July, just about every day in July, we were in the 90s.
gross.
And that 100 degree was last Tuesday. I happened to be off last week. I was hanging out with my niece Bonnie, and we were outside painting sunsets and clouds and things like that. And even I was like, oh boy, 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the forecast as I was coming back into work. I was like, what do you mean we're only going to be in the upper 60s? I was like, wow, that's a pretty strong wedge if we're going to be in the upper 60s for August. To really quantify this for you, let me put it into perspective. Again, the daytime average high is 90.
Yeah.
But we're looking at a high of upper 60s to low 70s for today. The last time we've only been in the upper 60s was mid-August of 2013. So it's been quite some time since we've
12
had
years since
so
we've had
12
something
years
similar. Since
we've
our
had
buddy
it-
the wedge
Since our
showed
buddy
up.
the wedge showed up and helped us stay cool. Before that, it was late August of 1986. So this is a
Wow.
relatively rare cool snap, especially for early August here in Metro Atlanta.
I'm used to you reporting on this could be an all-time record high in July. Is this close to an all-time record low? Do we know
Yesterday.
what the lowest?
Yeah, yesterday we had, so there's daily, so let me step back for a second. When we have a daily record high, that means that's the hottest temperature for that day.
Okay.
Yesterday was the opposite. It was the record lowest high for the day.
Love it.
Indeed.
I
and
love
so
it.
today will likely be very similar as well.
All right, and the good news, the wedge leaves, our buddy the wedge leaves, and when do temps start going
The
up again?
wedge will start to break down, or in other words, the high pressure system moves away from the Appalachian Mountains, starts to break down tomorrow. So sunshine returns on Thursday, Friday, and if the sun returns, then the temperatures come right back up. Now, here in the summertime, we get a nice cool down, but the wedge is responsible for a lot of our ice storms in the wintertime. So in the winter, when you get a daytime high of only about 42 and a chance for some freezing rain, usually it's our buddy the wedge not being so nice during the wintertime.
So we like our buddy the wedge during the summer.
During the
we
summer,
don't like
yes.
our buddy the wedge in the winter.
In the wintertime, I'm camped out in the weather studio going, are we going to have a nice storm or not?
we love our buddy Christina Edwards. I stole your graphic and put it on social media
Absolutely.
today. It was fantastic. Where can folks find you on social media?
Just search Christina Edwards WSB on Facebook, Instagram. I am on Twitter. I am on TikTok, but I've pulled back on those two. I have a bigger platform on the Facebook and the Instagram.
Yeah, and Deborah, if you go to I know you know this, Deborah, but if you go to Christina's personality page on Facebook, it says scientist. Mm-hmm. Deborah, can you switch mine to say scientist instead of whatever it is now? I don't even know what it is now.
Do you have that Georgia Tech degree?
I'm going to get an honorary doctorate at some point. But can you just call yourself a scientist?
Well, I mean, I have a degree in Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, but I think yours is news personality.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think that's what yours says, yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a way. Listen, I became an ordained minister. There's some way I can get the scientist moniker on there. Christina, thank you for the wedge. Thank you and your buddy the wedge. Thanks for the cooler temperatures. Absolutely loved it the last couple of days.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Excellent. All right, from the weather here to the politics of Texas, which I don't understand what is exactly going on. Joining us from ABC News, our buddy Jim Ryan, talking about Texas redistricting. Jim, what's going on there, and why does it matter to people here in Metro Atlanta?
Great question. What's happening in the legislature? Nothing. Yesterday, on Monday, the session came together. 3 o'clock, the clerk called the roll. There was not a quorum present because more than 50 Democrats have left the state altogether. Some have gone to Illinois, some to New York State, some to California, in order to deprive the Republicans of vote in the legislature on a new congressional district map of Texas, one that favors 5 Republican candidates in districts that are currently held by Democrats. This is all happening. President Trump feels, and he said this publicly before, that he feels that Texas could give him 5 more Republicans in Congress if the lines were redrawn. So Republicans in the legislature, that's their job. They've redrawn the district map. Normally it's done right after the census, and the last map was drawn up in 2021 and put into place. Justice Department cleared it then, saying, fine, it's legal, it's a good map. Now the Justice Department under President Trump says that map was drawn up on racial lines and should be redrawn. So that's what's happened here. Democrats have fled the state to avoid a vote, to deny a quorum, so there can't be a vote on that. Why should people outside care about this? Well, whether you love President Trump or hate President Trump, his lead in Congress, or the Republican lead in Congress, and his ability to move his agenda forward could depend on what happens here in Texas in the legislature.
A couple of quick follow-ups, Jim. Redistricting, we all know it occurs, but how rare is it to happen not right after the new census numbers, like mid-decade?
Well, it is rare, and here in Texas especially. And the last time that this activity happened was in 2003, and it was over a congressional redistricting back then as well. The Democrats at that time, they still were in the minority, fled to Ardmore, Oklahoma to prevent a vote. Eventually, they did have to go back to Austin. Eventually, they did vote against that map, but they were overwhelmed essentially by the Republican majority, and that map was eventually put into place. It's largely symbolic on both sides. The Democrats are out of the state, knowing full well that eventually they'll have to come back down and vote on this map. The Republicans, for their part, have issued arrest warrants, but that too is largely symbolic because the arrest warrants are no good outside the state of Texas, Mark.
Interesting. What would they be arrested for?
Well, it would be a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense, but it would be a civil offense requiring them to come back to the state house and sit down and do the business of governing. So Yeah, that's primarily what it would do. But again, that would apply if some lawmaker were down the street at the 7-Eleven in Austin. They could be hauled in by state troopers, but state troopers have no authority to arrest people in Illinois on these civil warrants.
Jim Ryan from ABC News joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. So most likely outcome is what happened in 2003. The Democratic lawmakers come back to the state and they will be forced to vote on this. The vote will pass and it will be redistricting. But if this comes to fruition, which it looks like it will, could this tempt other states into doing, mid-decade redistricting? Could we see something like happen here in Georgia or Florida or Alabama, et cetera?
Yeah, well, sure. And Governor Gavin Newsom in California is saying, look, if Texas is going to do it, we're going to do it. And we're going to carve out the map so that there are 5 Democrat-leaning districts where Republicans are in office now. So, you're seeing that kind of, there could be a domino effect of states around the country that saying, look, if they're going to do it, we're going to do it. And, what's the point of the 10-year census then, Mark?
Indeed. All right, Jim, good to talk to you on something non-natural disaster related for a change.
It's political disaster.
Yeah, political. There you go. Jim Ryan, ABC. Jim, thanks for your time, buddy.
See you, Mark.
I have some wider thoughts on the whole redistricting issue. I'll share them with you after we check traffic. Got a Interloop West Side Perimeter travel advisory, Mike Shields.
That's right. Live look at the jam cam. Mark crashing 2 right lanes right now. 285 northbound. The Interloop Bolton Road exit 13 already slow. 3 miles back starting at I-20. You can take I-20 east to the downtown connector north as a wide way around that. And Kennesaw still dealing with a stalled out tractor trailer in the center lane. 75 southbound Barrett Parkway exit 269. Bumper to bumper as you leave Highway 92, Highway 41 Cobb Parkway is always an option for you to avoid the delays out of Kennesaw getting into Marietta. This support is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Learn more about the support of common threads in nutrition education at anthem.com/dream. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is a trade name of Blue Cross Blue Shield Healthcare Plan of Georgia Incorporated. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
What would you do with $1,000 this summer?
Hotel, pool, week at the beach, cabin in the woods.
Whatever you want to do this summer.
WSB has $1,000 to make it happen.
Thank you.
$1,000 Thursdays gives you the chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
I am so excited.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
You could win $1,000.
No way. Is this a joke?
Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays.
This Thursday from 95.5 WSB, where Atlanta wins.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
That's right, Dale. When the summer is hot, America's Best Choice will keep your home cool with premium energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. No pressure, no gimmicks. Go to abcwin.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hi, I'm Trisha, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you, your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Are you looking for a style that's classic, modern, vintage, or something in between? Not sure? At Shane Company, we're here to help. We have so much style under one roof because a friend knows you like options. Drop by or visit us at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Scott Slade here from iRoofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you're going to be able to get it into the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Heavy rain, high winds, huge hail. Yes, Atlanta, we're in storm season. It's Mark Aram here. You might be faced with a roof repair or a replacement. Do not gamble with any contractor, and there are hundreds of roofers with little to no experience. I want you to trust the experts at Dr. Roof. Trusted name in roofing for over 35 years and backed by their industry-leading warranties. Dr. Roof doesn't cut corners. They're the best at protecting your biggest investment. Dr. Roof, done right, guaranteed.
Breathe easier with Zerorez air duct cleaning. Trust Zerorez to get your ducts insanely clean. Mention WSB Radio to get $75 off your next cleaning. Use promo code AIR75 when scheduling online at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing
your daily reminder that we are all getting very, very old. Deborah Marsha Brady, Maureen McCormick, she turns 69 years old today.
Oh, wow.
Marsha Brady turns 69 years old. Quick social experiment. Vinny, have you ever seen an episode of The Brady Bunch?
No, sir.
All right, $100 bill. I'm holding up live. Name 3 characters on The Brady Bunch, and I'll give you Marsha Brady. You already get one in the barn. Give me 2 more characters on the Brady Bunch. You get a $100 bill right here.
Let's go with
No Googling over there.
Let's go with somebody named Jerry.
Jerry Brady. Okay, give me one more.
And then Tom.
Tom Brady. All right, the $100 is safe. Yeah, I would have. I think I could still name all the characters.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Marsha, Cindy, Jan. Oh, no
Tiger
one liked
the
Jan.
dog.
Alice,
Sam the Butcher. Yeah. Anyway, Marsha Brady's 69. All right, back to the redistricting in Texas. Here's my problem with it. Like, throughout society, we have a set of rules in place, whether it's on the childhood playground or filing your taxes. If you don't abide by the rules or they're not steadfast rules set in place, you have chaos. On the playground, if you're playing pickup basketball, you call your own fouls. That's just the respected game. There's no referee there. You just, and someone calls a foul, you respect it. Paying your taxes, you have to file your taxes properly. You can't avoid them. You can't cheat on your taxes. There are penalties there. This whole redistricting thing, and both sides do it. So yes, this applies to everybody. There has to be a set rule when it comes to redistricting. Not mid decade like have steadfast rules. You can only redistrict after the census, and both sides have to abide by that rule. Otherwise, you have chaos. So Texas is going to do this, all right? California is going to say, all right, well, we're going to do it now, and then you got Vermont and Montana and Alabama, and then it's just have rules and make both sides stick to them. This would not be acceptable in any other facet of life where you just make up the rules as you go along. It's ridiculous. And this isn't, to me, a one side or other. They both do it. We talked with Erickson yesterday. Illinois, notoriously famous for drawing up redistricting lines. And it's so ridiculous how they do it, too. If you've seen how they redistrict, it makes zero sense. Zero sense. You have congressional districts that are disconnected to each other. There's another congressional district that splits them in between. It's just cheating. Like a 4-year-old will be like, no, that's not fair. That's cheating. So make the rules permanent. Make sure that neither side can break them, and do redistricting in a stable and thoughtful way. That makes sense. This is going to be the first domino. Gavin Newsom's like, all right, our turn. And then a red state's going to say, all right, our turn. And then it's just absolute chaos. So, yes, it's Texas. It doesn't really impact us here, but it's going to impact us here. But as Jim said, it's going to get passed. The redistricting is going to get passed. I just want rules moving forward. So everyone has to play by the same playbook. No more haphazard stuff. All right, we got a ton of breaking news popping out of D.C. Live to the White House next. Social media is active throughout the broadcast at Mark Airman, at WSB Radio.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
I was out of town at a convention this weekend. Thousands of people at this convention hall, and cell service was spotty. Data connection even worse than spotty. So what did I do? I jumped on my smartphone and said, there are 20 million Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide thanks to Xfinity. I bet there's one here. And there was one there. So I was able to jump on, hook up with Xfinity Internet. 20 million mobile hotspots nationwide and growing. So I had no problem with my smartphone inside the convention hall, unlike the other thousands of hall goers there at the convention. Xfinity Internet's amazing in-home. It's amazing on the go. Jump on board the Xfinity family. Find out how their internet can change your world, whether you're traveling, whether you're at home, where you work at home, or you got a lot of people over and jumping on your Wi-Fi. Xfinity has you absolutely covered. Go online to Xfinity.com to learn all the details. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit your local Xfinity store near you today.
This is Greg Truzinski of the Original Mattress Factory. Recently, the owner of a large mattress retailer was proudly sharing how over 65% of their queen mattress prices are $15.99 or higher. At the Original Mattress Factory, our focus is a little bit different. We build superior quality mattresses right here in town and do our best to save you as much money as possible. That's why at OMF, nearly 80% of our queen mattresses are lower than those prices others brag about. Stop in or check out originalmattress.com to learn more.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top story, we are awaiting the latest crime report that will be due out today from the FBI. Meanwhile, the city of Atlanta is looking to fight crime and enhance public safety in a specific area following several recent acts of violence.
A mass shooting last month on Edgewood Avenue is the latest and most high-profile act of violence in Atlanta's Sweet Auburn district. In response, the Atlanta City Council unanimously approving the creation of a task force to address community concerns.
Partner with businesses, neighborhood associations, law enforcement agencies, and appropriate governmental entities for the purpose of developing and implementing a comprehensive plan to deter crime and enhance public safety along Edgewood Avenue.
Councilmember Liliana Bakhtiari says the task force will identify infrastructure improvements, proactive policing strategies, violence prevention efforts, and youth engagement initiatives to help build community trust and accountability. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It is 66 rainy degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says rain will continue to fall throughout the day. We're under a flood watch until 8 o'clock tonight. tonight. The high sticking in the low 70s. We start to dry out tomorrow. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, this could be a game changer for parents traveling with kids. The TSA expands its Families on the Fly campaign, which includes streamlined security for families with preteen children. Reporter Rhiannon Alley says it includes dedicated security lanes and discounts for TSA PreCheck.
The program, which saw a limited launch in July, is now expanding to include major vacation destinations like Orlando, Orange County, California, and Honolulu. It's the second big change to TSA policy this summer.
Yeah, last month, airports stopped forcing passengers to take off their shoes at security. A limit on liquids for carry-on bags could be lifted next. Plans for pay raises in the city of Austell don't go over very well.
There'll be no raises for the mayor or city council in the city of Austell for the time being. That's because Councilman Devin Myrick, who initially brought up the issue, moved to table it during Monday's meeting. Now, he previously told WSB the move was to bring the city more in line with other Cobb County municipalities.
It has been over a decade since mayor and council's salary has been increased.
There's no word yet on when or if the issue might be brought back up. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta-based Home Depot faces a proposed class action lawsuit.
Home Depot was hit with a new lawsuit alleging the retailer violated the Illinois Biometric Information Privacy Act by failing to ask for permission to collect facial scans at self-checkout kiosks and not providing a schedule that aligns with the law's limit on how long that data will be retained. Home Depot started using so-called computer vision in its stores in 2023 and expanded its use the following year to tackle theft at self-checkout stations. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
And high-tech company execs dominate this year's list of the 100 most powerful people in business from Fortune magazine. Publication's Matt Heimer says NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang tops the list.
He really feels like a no-brainer at number one at a time when artificial intelligence is becoming the focus of so many people's business activities.
Also on the list include the heads of things like Tesla, SpaceX, Microsoft, Meta, and Alphabet. It is 9:33 as we check your money. All major indices are pointed up as the bell rings this morning on Wall Street. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
Just watching a jam out of Acworth through Kennesaw due to a stalled out tractor trailer in a center lane right now. 75 southbound at Barrett Parkway, exit 269. Live look at the jam cam, heavy duty wrecker trying to tow that away, but a center lane is blocked. I expect two right lanes to be eventually blocked with it. Slow as you leave Highway 92. Highway 41 Cobb Parkway is an alternate for you to avoid those delays. And things improving now on the west side perimeter with a crash that was in two right lanes, now mostly on the right shoulder. 285 northbound, the inner loop at Bolton Road, exit 13. Slow starting 3 miles back at I-20. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Some of the rain will be heavy at times through this evening, so a flood watch remains in effect through 8 o'clock tonight. Today's high is 72, lows tonight in the mid-60s. The rain tapers off tomorrow afternoon with a high of 78.
Storm Tracker radar shows scattered showers throughout the metro area. Heavier stuff right now on the east side of town, making its way through Gwinnett County. 67 degrees in Riverdale, 67 in Woodstock, 67 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, I'm Chris Chandler. Join us for Atlanta's Morning News starting at 5 a.m. Wednesday. How too much screen time may really be bad for your health. And why Clark Howard wants you to resist the temptation to buy now, pay later on WSB.
Ton of stories developing in the nation's capital. We go live to Natalie Brand at the White House in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
If you're ready for real European car lovers to work on your Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, discover Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. And for a limited time, get a free second opinion on repairs when you mention you heard about Wolfpan on the radio. Search Wolfpan Auto Repair to get started.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
Hot water heater just not cutting it anymore? You don't get that piping hot shower you want every morning? Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Check out this amazing deal. New water heater, only $29.99 a month, and make no payments for 3 whole months. Or you can go tankless, only $59.99 a month, and you can enjoy that lovely, endless hot water. Same day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. Get that new water heater now. Save a ton of money. Just go online to reliableair.com.
We've all got one, and there's never just one thing on it. Your home improvement to-do list. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus covers everything on your list. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, the owner of Painting Plus. We do it all, and we do it right. Trust the Plus family of businesses for everything on your list.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about repainting your scuffed up walls or fixing your leaky faucet. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. There are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate makes selling your home stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
9:37 on this extremely busy News Day Tuesday. Welcome back, friends. 1 hour from right now, Scott Slade's going to join us live on the push to eliminate the income tax in the state of Georgia. Oh, my. Plenty of stories, though, developing in the nation's capital. Joining us live from CBS News at the White House, Natalie Brand. Natalie, good morning, as always. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Mark. Good to be with you.
Let's go back to Friday. We had the job numbers report. President Trump, unhappy, fired the individual in charge of the job numbers. Where does that position stand this morning?
Yeah, well, the president has said he is going to name a replacement in the coming days. This morning, speaking to CNBC, he continues to claim that the numbers were rigged and said that the system is antiquated and political. You know, when asked for the evidence that the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics was manipulating the numbers, the administration economic advisors at the White House have pointed to a series of revisions of the jobs data. You know, a report will come out, and then the following month, those numbers can be revised up or down. They said, you know, the data's become unreliable. Well, we've been talking to a number of experts, Mark, and analysts who work with this data, and they said that data is really dependent on surveys of employers, and that some of those companies or, you know, entities may not file everything on time, and so that often leads to the need for these revisions. You know, new data coming in, they make corrections. So, you know, there's a lot of people saying, could the system be perfected, or are those surveys not working? Kind of similar to, you know, polling surveys aren't maybe as accurate as they used to be, although pollsters may take issue with that. But at the end of the day, this has become kind of a political fight with even, you know, some Republicans over on Capitol Hill saying, if you don't like the numbers, don't fire the messenger.
Yeah, I just, as I said yesterday, Natalie, I just think the methodology is wrong. You mentioned President Trump on CNBC this morning. I got a bit of that audio here.
It is antiquated, but it's also very political. And, you know, I had an election recently where I did very well, won every swing state, won the popular vote, won everything, all right? Won, it's, I think 87% of the counties were Republican.
So President Trump goes on to mention that the jobs numbers came out right before the election, showed huge growth, which seemed would have been a boost to, you know, Kamala Harris, and then they revised those numbers down after the. I just think the methodology. Just wait until you actually have the numbers, and then release the numbers there. Relatedly, President Trump spoke about tariffs to India. Are these part of those secondary tariffs against Russia, or are these separate?
Well, they seem to be, because he mentions them in the context of buying Russian oil. As we know, the president had announced a 25% tariff on India, but then said that there would be this additional penalty for buying Russian energy. And as we know, Mark, there's this deadline, this ticking clock for Russia to reach a peace or ceasefire deal, or else face what the administration has said would be steeper sanctions, or these secondary sanctions on countries like India, like China who, buy Russian goods and oil. India taking issue, saying, that they don't agree with what the president is alleging, and who knows whether they will be able to come and come to some sort of negotiation. Months ago, it seemed like they were making progress on talks. The vice president had even visited India, but now these negotiations have been complicated by the threat of these secondary sanctions. And, when this deadline hits, the president last week said that it was 10 days, so that puts us towards, I believe, later this week. We'll have to see what that means for China as well, another country that buys Russian oil that comes in the context of complicated trade negotiations, on overall trade with the United States. So a lot of questions remain, but again, at the end of the day, the tariff policy is something that the president continues to, focus on and prioritize with respect to setting different tariffs and penalties on countries that he's not happy with.
Speaking of Russia and that 10-day deadline, Natalie, we had some war of words between the United States and the Kremlin over the weekend. President Trump saying he's positioned nuclear subs. Is that still an issue that folks are talking about, or are we beyond that now?
There's so many different headlines, Mark, but this is definitely going to, continue to be a focus as we approach the end of the week, closer to this deadline for Russia. And the president, in announcing that those positioning of nuclear submarines, was responding to the former president of Russia's comments on social media that, ultimatums referencing that 10-day ceasefire deadline could move the country closer to war and kind of a threatening war with the United States, kind of escalated rhetoric over social media, again, from the former president of Russia, who is a close ally of the current president, Putin. So, again, this is Trump, an interesting choice to respond on social media, talking about positioning of U.S. assets, but obviously, the relationship has soured as these negotiations for a ceasefire between Russia to stop its war on Ukraine have stalled.
Final quick question for you, Natalie. The Epstein case still in the atmosphere. Some new victim letters have been released now from victims of Maxwell and Epstein.
Right. And this is part of the process as a judge in New York considers whether to unseal the grand jury transcripts. People connected to the case can come forward and express any concerns to the judge in deciding, whether to unseal those documents and which conditions should be put in place if the judge decides to move forward with the release. So we have two letters that were submitted from anonymous victims, and really they sound the alarm over concern for how this case has been handled, saying, the victims are not sure that the highest priority is with the victims themselves, justice for those victims, or combating child exploitation. One victim says the individual feels like the DOJ and FBI's priority has just been protecting wealthy men, and that, the judge should make sure that care is taken to get their names out there, but make sure that no sensitive information about the victim is released. One other victim, Mark, mentions that they never got their day in court because Epstein, as we know, died by suicide in jail. And this victim goes on to call for the fullest level of transparency, saying that needs to be done to allow them to move forward and heal.
Natalie Brayton, CBS News at the White House. Another busy day in the nation's capital. Natalie, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
There you go. Literally, Deborah, there's like 4 new stories that popped up since I put in a request around 6 in the morning for a CBS reporter. And then it was like, oh, no, there's 4 new breaking news stories. It's crazy. Relatedly to the Epstein situation, Maxwell, unbeknownst to me, it must have happened over the weekend when I was in Chicago, got transferred from her jail in Florida to, where is she now, Deborah? And what's the situation where she is?
All right. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell has been transferred to a minimum security prison. It's here in Byron, Texas, but the nickname for it is called Club Fed, because it has a lot of white collar people in there, like the Elizabeth, what's her name, that did those fake blood tests. Yeah. So she's there along with Ghislaine Maxwell, but a lot of the other inmates are angry because it's supposed to house non-violent offenders, and they see human trafficking as a violent crime. But this place it's kind of nice for a prison. It's got a sports field. There's a gym. There's an area where they can do arts and crafts. There's a theater program they can sign up for. And they've got a program that allows them to play and train puppies so they become service animals. I mean, if you're
Summer
in for
camp.
a violent crime.
Yeah.
It's basically summer camp. For
I
these
can
offenders.
imagine the victims' families can't be happy with that. But if you go back and a couple weeks ago, I said that this would probably happen. When they started negotiating with Ghislaine Maxwell about, hey, you need to testify, and her lawyer's like, I want clemency, I want immunity, I want a pardon. You're not getting that stuff. But maybe, I said, we'll give you a TV in your room. We'll give you
more than that.
Yeah, well, and I even mentioned, like, we'll transfer you to a lower security. So I'm not surprised by that at all. I know the victims have got to be fuming that she's now at a Club Fed. But you're not. Would you rather that she goes to Club Fed or gets immunity or clemency and walks away from all the dastardly, So
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think that obviously, I think that was part of the DOJ's negotiation, which I called. I said they're going to offer her some stuff. Hey, we're going to put money in your commissary. We're going. Oh, speaking of which, so I've got a friend that just got out of not a minimum security prison. It's called a federal camp.
Okay.
So he was there, served his time, talked to him the other day for the first time, just about, my first question is, would I have survived in this place? And he said, yeah, you'd be fine. So, all my knowledge of jail is from movies and television shows. And I was like, so what's the currency in jail? Is it cigarettes? He goes, no, there's no smoking there. You have any idea what the currency is in jail?
Is it like ramen?
Close. It's
okay.
Bags of freeze-dried mackerel.
Ugh.
They call them Macs. That's the currency in prison. Like, if you want to, there's a barber that's set up in this place.
Okay.
And he charges 3 bags of Macs to get a haircut.
Are they that good?
No, you don't eat them.
Die.
You don't eat them. Because that's like eating a dollar bill. You just keep them, and they're currency. It's legitimately, and my buddy was like, some of these bags are like, who knows, 15 years old. You don't even know. They've been circulating in the prisons. Isn't that fascinating? That is the form of currency in this jail, this camp.
So weird.
I know. Bags of Macs. Anyway, there you go. I just stole Longoria's fact of the day.
Yep, well, thank you.
What is the
new one?
Yeah, Google it too. He's telling me this. I'm like, what? And I Google it. It's true. It's absolutely true. Fact check me on that. Insane. All right, updating our top stories after we take a quick commercial timeout and check delays downtown and 285 with Mike Shields.
Now let's start off with downtown. Mark, brand new crash on the JMCAM 7585 northbound right before University Avenue, exit 244. That's in a left center lane. Delays as you leave Langford Parkway, exit 243. Brake lights will continue getting past I-20. And things improving in Kennesaw, 75 southbound approaching Barrett Parkway. Stalled tractor trailer cleared. Still sluggish from Highway 92 down the Barrett Parkway. This report is brought to you by Scott Antique Markets. The Scott Antique Market is this weekend. There's no telling what you'll find. Visit the Atlanta Expo Centers at I-285 and Jonesboro Road. It's the Scott Antique Markets this weekend, scottantiquemarket.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news source.
They had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by them.
When you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Hey, you spotted your termite guy strolling around the yard. Is he just getting his steps in? Does he even know where your bait stations are? Mark Aram here. Ask them to show me the bait stations. If they can't, it's time to switch to Breda Pest Management with a complete liquid barrier, not bait stations, plus early detection both inside and out. And your termite rate is locked in for 10 years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Hi, I'm Glenn Burns. As a meteorologist for over 40 years, I've seen how weather impacts our homes. That's why I chose windows that withstand our weather extremes and keep my family comfortable. I picked North Georgia replacement windows for my home, and I recommend them for yours. Their Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows are beautiful, and they're energy efficient. Plus, I know my windows will stay tight and true no matter the forecast.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
All right, so picture this. I'm pulling up to the house after a long day, and I almost thought I was at the wrong place. The siding was sparkling, the driveway was spotless, the deck looked brand new, and the roof looked like it had been replaced. Well, what had actually happened was I had booked Wise Guys Pro Wash to come by while I was away, and boy, they had crushed it. One call, a quick quote, next day service, and they didn't even need anybody home. They're not blasting your house either with high pressure or a box store pressure washer. Wise Guys only uses the best equipment in the industry. They soft wash everything, so it's safe on paint, trim, siding, everything. My home from top to bottom looks brand new. We actually had company that weekend, asked if we had renovated. Nope, just one visit from my friends at Wise Guys Pro Wash. If you want your house to shine for the summer, do what I did. Mention me, Chris Chandler, and get $70 off your next service. Book now at wiseguysprowash.com before they fill up.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less, because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
9:34 on the Mark Arum Show. Coming up after the news at 10, our buddy Justin Gray from Channel 2 doing a story. If you valet parked your car at a very popular Metro Atlanta restaurant, you might have been scammed for over $100. I went to this restaurant recently and valeted my car. So I'm going to see if I got scammed or not. Justin Gray in studio in just a second. In case you missed it, Christine Edwards joined us at the top of the show. Record-breaking low temperature yesterday. Low temperature again today, only a high of 72. And for the 5th of August, that is phenomenal. And I guess that's good news for USPS drivers, our postmen and women, Deborah, because they've been suffering through this blistering July heat when, in some cases, no air conditioning.
Yeah, and this isn't the drivers for this story. This is actually a processing center, so like a big building where all the mail gets sorted out. This center has not had AC for a couple of days, and the workers are really struggling. They posted some videos on social of fans blowing around, and there's water for them to drink, but it's really not enough if we've had these triple-digit heat outside, but then, even inside with these fans, it still doesn't feel any cooler. So they're overheating, they're stressed out, they're kind of worried about their safety. And the post office says, they're aware that the air conditioning is malfunctioning, but it doesn't really say if they're working on getting it repaired, and how soon it can be fixed.
Is this the Palmetto facility, the infamous Palmetto
I knew you were going to ask that. No, it is
All right.
not the Palmetto facility. This is down near the airport.
All right. So, well, first of all, we had no AC in the studio for a month, and I suffered through it, but I got the job done, and now the AC's back working. But ironically, I came into the studio yesterday because it was 60 degrees outside, and it was freezing in the studio, so I turned the heat on, and then all of a sudden, it smelled smoky in the studio. And I was like, is that me or is it smoky? So I called Judd and Sherilyn. I'm like, do you guys smell smoke in here? And they're like, yeah. And I've realized, it was just the heater hadn't been on since February or whatever. But I had a similar situation. Again, I wasn't sweating in here when the AC was down. It was just mildly uncomfortable. It wasn't hot. It was like 78 in here.
I didn't even know it was down.
Yeah, it was down for a while.
Really?
But I'm a trooper. I just fight through it. But I had a nail in my tire. And I went to this tire shop on La Vista Road. I'm not going to tell you. They're fine. It was great. But there was no AC. The AC was broken. And it was inside. When you walk in, you go to the counter. Hey, I got a nail in my tire. And I was sweating in there. Sweating to the point where I was like, Target's down the street. Do you want me to go get like 4 box fans for you guys? Because it was, and the guy's like, oh, they said the AC guy's on the way. So I was waiting there for like 25, 30 minutes for my car to get serviced. And finally I was like, it was hotter inside the tire place than outside. Yeah. So I was going outside in 95-degree weather to cool off. Yeah, to cool off. And I finally was like, I'll come back, man. He's like, no, you're up next. And then he did it. But miserable. So I thoughts and prayers to that folks, not in the Palmetto postal facility, but the one by the airport. That is nuts. All right, another big local story. If you valet parked your car at a very popular Metro Atlanta restaurant, you might have been hit for a $100 fine, and you didn't even know about it. Justin Gray from Channel 2 is going to give us the details next. Social media is active at Mark Airman at WSB Radio.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Selling and buying a home doesn't have to be a juggling act. With Orchard, you get cash up front to buy your next place, then more cash when your old home sells. Start with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, a Shelley went to the Golden Sales event is happening now at Butler Lexus South Atlanta. Unmatched performance, timeless luxury, and a dealership that truly values you. Visit them today. Offer ends September 2nd. Experience the standard of amazing.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Did you see the video of the leak down at the airport? Well, this morning, the lower north checkpoint is back open, but that leak did cause the ceiling to collapse at a nearby gate. Passenger cell phone video shared on social media shows brown water gushing from the ceiling near gate T11 on Monday. Airport officials say crews clean and sanitize the space, and the source of the leak is being investigated. Airport operations were not impacted. If you haven't seen it, take a look, WSBradio.com. And speaking of the airport, one lawmaker is demanding answers after a string of recent aircraft evacuations. There are reports that it took 10 to 15 minutes to get everybody off an American Airlines flight last month. The FAA standard is about 90 seconds. And one key senator wants answers. We get more now from correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth, the ranking Democrat on the Senate's Aviation Subcommittee, is sending this letter, first obtained by CBS News, to new FAA Administrator Brian Bedford, demanding answers, writing, "These incidents once again raise serious questions about FAA's 90-second evacuation standard, as well as FAA's assumptions about how evacuations occur in real-world conditions."
And Duckworth is asking the FAA to respond to her letter by August 12th. A flood watch in effect through 8 tonight. Otherwise, cloudy skies with on and off rain showers. Highs around 72, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Wildfires continuing to spread across several states in the western part of the U.S. Hundreds of structures at risk of burning and thousands of acres scorched. Jared Hill has more.
Officials point to a dry year as one possible reason for the conditions that have them working without much rest. In the San Bernardino National Forest near Big Bear, fire crews are battling a mountain fire that erupted on Monday morning. And firefighters in Arizona are still trying to contain the Dragon Bravo fire near the north rim of the Grand Canyon. The blaze singeing more than 120,000 acres since it started a month ago.
And the cause of the fire is still unknown. Parts of Canada also currently experiencing massive wildfires. Well, the call center for Georgia's food stamp program reboots after a recent cyber attack.
The cyber attack, which was first noticed last Monday, led to the call center being taken offline over the weekend. The outside company in charge of running the center has been conducting an investigation, and the Georgia Department of Human Services says a reboot is expected later today. An unspecified number of EBT card holders will have their cards locked because of unidentified activities. DHS is encouraging all EBT card holders to download the free Connect EBT app so users can lock their cards when they're not in use. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Texas Democratic lawmakers facing arrest as their standoff with Republican leaders in the state escalates. Republicans planning to shift the state's congressional map to give their party 5 more seats in the House of Representatives. Jonathan Karl is following.
State Attorney General Ken Paxton echoed the governor's threat and said Democrats should, quote, be swiftly arrested, punished, and face the full force of the law. But the Democrats are standing firm, saying leaving the state was the only way to stop Republicans from changing Texas's congressional districts to favor Republicans.
Yeah, Texas Governor Greg Abbott looking into a possible criminal investigation now into whether they broke bribery laws by accepting funds to pay for their trips out of the state. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 47 at 44,126. NASDAQ is in positive territory, but slightly. So is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca in the WSB 24-hour traffic center with a look at the roads.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. A little bit better news downtown. Georgia State Patrol held all lanes clear to crash on 7585 northbound at University Avenue. Trying to get in and through Buckhead, Roswell Road, southbound lanes are blocked with a crash just north of West Paces Ferry. And in and out of the right lane, an earlier crash on the west side, 285 north near Bolton Road. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies today with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Some will be heavy at times, high 72, lows tonight in the mid-60s. The rain tapers off tomorrow afternoon with a high of 78. Sunshine returns on Thursday, high 81.
68 degrees in Marietta. It's 66 in Loganville. Sandy Springs has 68 degrees. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Tuesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:04, 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The core four with us today. Deborah, the executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny, 2 apps. screened your calls. Coming up in 30 minutes, Scott Slade's going to join us live with the push to try and eliminate the state income tax here in Georgia. 11:37. Deborah's got more tickets to give away to, I believe, Deborah, Blackberry Smoke and
That's correct.
and the Dirty Knob. What's
Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs.
Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. Your chance to win coming up after the news at 11:35. A story that hit really close to home for me on Channel 2 yesterday. Joining us live in studio, investigative reporter to the stars, Mr. Justin Gray. Justin, good morning, my friend.
Hey, good morning. Good to be here.
So, Justin, I don't want to play spoiler, but Justin did a story about people valet parking their cars at a very popular restaurant in Brookhaven. And we all, there's a lot of nicer restaurants offer that option to valet. And then, you pay for the valet, and then you wind up getting fined for illegal parking down the road. I'll let you explain the story.
Yeah, I mean, as I said in one of the interviews, it's just absurd on the face of it, right? You hand your keys off to a valet, you pay. A week later, you get a notice of non-compliance with a $104 bill in the mail with a threat if you don't pay it in the next 30 days, it's going to collections.
Who's sending this?
So it's a company called PRRS. They use AI to monitor parking lots. They've been in trouble before in other states for some things. There's a class action lawsuit against them. So they're controversial. And essentially what was happening is even when people said, hey, no, I valet parked.
Yeah.
I was there. I paid for it. They've been denying the claims.
But so this, I thought, I was worried that it would be the city of Brookhaven, which, has jurisdiction. Like you are fined $100 by the city of. This is a company?
A private company hired by that management company to manage that garage. It's been frustrating, obviously, for the owners of the restaurant. They don't want
I guess
it.
we should say where this is.
Yes, this is at CNS Seafood in Brookhaven.
Yes.
But I expect we'll hear from other people around the metro area having similar problems. I don't think it's confined to that place.
So Maya and I went there, Deborah, for dinner. It's one of our favorite spots. We were celebrating something, and we went there for dinner, and we got a seafood tower and a salad, and it's just I really like that restaurant a lot. The original one was over in Smyrna. We used to go there a lot.
Right.
This brand new location in Brookhaven. Parking in that shopping center is a little weird, so I don't mind valeting it.
What's crazy, it wasn't just people who valeted. We talked to somebody who pulled the ticket, got it validated inside, also got one of these bills. So it was seeming like no matter how you tried to correctly park, they said you parked incorrectly and sent you a big bill.
So this $100 fine from this private company, is that enforceable?
I mean, that threat of sending you to collections, right? That's the enforcement.
But
your
how
credit
how
rating
are
is
they
tanked.
how do they get the information off the license plate?
So yeah, they have sensors in there where they're monitoring that parking garage.
Okay.
I think what was happening from talking to the owner, who I talked to of the parking company for quite a while on the phone, essentially they think cars were not properly being scanned that were being valet parked.
Okay.
So there was some confusion. There were some problems. These tickets were being issued. But the issue here was instead of just fixing them until we got involved, they were saying you still got to pay them.
Wow.
So now they tell us anybody who had an incident there, they will take care of it. It will be fixed. We have to wait and see if that actually happens.
So they're trying to make amends.
They said, in the statement, they told us, written statement after I talked to him for quite a while on the phone, he said, hey, everyone made mistakes here. We're doing better training. But you know what? He's also trying to get in your biz. That guy who owns the parking company, he has his own podcast.
Really?
All things parking. So everybody's got a podcast now, right? Who knew?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and on that he said, hey, he's not real sympathetic to customer complaints. He says, look, people are used to not getting tickets, the technology now, you're going to get a ticket if you violate something, which is fine.
If you actually violate
it.
So what should, Justin Gray from Channel 2 joining us in studio. So should I be looking out for a ticket in the mail? Is that how they've been sending out these?
We even sent one of our photographers and producers just over there to look and see what was going on. We were wondering if they were going to get a ticket just for driving in the garage. So I watch for it in the mail. CNS Seafood, they're frustrated. They say, hey, call us directly. We'll help you get it worked out. But the owner of that parking company also says now their people should be willing to work it out. If they don't, call me and we'll try to work it out.
Yeah, all right. So I got to look out for
look for that big bill.
So they'll scan the license plate. I'm just trying to think the logistics of this. I hand my keys to the valet. The valet parks it legally in the lot. They scan my license plate, which gives them my name and address.
Right.
They have the ability or the authority to do that, I guess.
There's probably something in you handing over your keys, right? Giving them that authority.
I'm just
not
trying to
sure.
figure out how they know who
no,
I
they're
am.
scanning those license plates. That's how they track whether you're coming in and out too, is scanning those license plates on your car.
I wonder if Adam Sandler's going to get a ticket for my parking mistake because the facial recognition will be like,
Probably,
oh, that's the Sandman.
it looks just like the same guy. Yeah, especially when you're wearing that hat.
That's the Sandman.
Yeah. Now, they did say they had another problem there. Other valet companies parking in that garage illegally, which was leading to some of the confusion.
So it's not just CNS. There's a breakfast joint there that, I don't want to mess up the name. What's the Egg Harbor? There's an Egg Harbor Cafe there. I love the addition to the neighborhood, but that's horrific. So, not saying names, but MP, did she get one of these tickets in the mail? Is that?
Yeah, some people here in the building got tickets in the mail, including a lot of the executive assistants for some of our managers in the corporate office. So yeah, and you know what? Talking to them, they would have paid it if they hadn't come into work the next day and started talking amongst each other and realized, hey, we all got these. That's not right.
Yeah, I would not have paid it.
Because who keeps the ticket stub after you park?
No, you throw it right away.
So you have no proof you paid.
I wonder. Well, I'm not going to do your job for you, but there's got to be security cams out in front of CNS that you could show me. Giving the keys to the valet.
But you can see how easy it is to feel like you have to pay, right? You have no evidence.
Goodness gracious. All right. No such issue at the Golden Corral, though, without valet.
Yeah. I'm sure. You can drive right in there.
It's free parking, et cetera.
Good no seafood towers.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's so good. Have you eaten there?
I have not, but I hear good things
All
from
right,
the
let's
people
go to
at
lunch.
Brookhaven.
Let's
do
go
it.
to lunch one day. Yeah, Seafood tower on me.
All right.
Justin Gray from Channel 2. Folks want to follow you on social media, Justin. Where can you go?
Justin Gray WSB on Twitter and at Gray Justin on Instagram.
There you go.
All right.
The investigative story that hit close to home.
That's
and I'm going to keep an eye on your mailbox if you've been. And I'm assuming, again, this could expand to other lots.
This parking company works lots of lots in the city, so you could have a problem like this somewhere else as well.
All right. And what's the guy's podcast? I'm not going to go listen to it, but All Things Parking?
All Things Parking. You can listen to an hour about the logistics of parking each week.
That is a great segue.
You got a plug.
To my next, well, I'm definitely not listening to it, but I was going to talk about podcasts. So, and I think this is a podcast, not a actual radio show or television show, but the algorithm on Facebook. Zuckerberg, say what you want about him, but he knows what I want. Like I don't follow this page, but it keeps coming up in my Facebook story. What are those, Deborah? Reels or whatever?
Yeah, Reels.
Facebook Reels, and I can't stop watching them. And it's these two guys. It's the I want to get their show right. The Jess and Bob show or Jess and Rob show. Have you heard about this, Justin?
I have not. Not in my algorithm.
So it's two dudes. I don't know who they are. I don't know their background. I don't know their expertise. But all they do is one guy, I don't know if it's Jess or Rob, he goes to the other guy and he goes, and it's all animals fighting animals. He goes, who would win, a polar bear versus a Nile crocodile? And they just talk about these fiction. I pulled some audio. This is one of the. I want to give them. Is it Jess and Bob or Jess and Rob show?
What do you got in a cage match? 100-pound dog versus 100-pound cat. For the rest of the world, that's 45 kilos. So take the baddest of the bad 100-pound dog you can possibly think of and put it up against the baddest of the bad 100-pound cat. Who's going to win?
In my mind, that would be a 100-pound Caucasian Shepherd.
Yeah, there you go.
With all of his mane, basically.
Yeah.
Protective
fur.
Coat.
Yeah.
If you will.
They got thick fur.
Yeah. Real bad attitude to go with.
This is all they do.
Yeah.
And I can't stop watching.
What cat are you putting it up against?
The scary thing is it knows you wanted to watch
I know.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah. Do you think a 100-pound Siberian tiger would beat a 100-pound jaguar?
Yeah, I think it would because, as the cats are going down in weight, they're going to be losing a certain percentage of bite force as they get smaller.
Yeah.
I just see the tiger having way too much athleticism.
Better than the All Things
overall
Parking
power.
podcast.
Give me the
this is
100-pound Siberian.
So again, I don't know who these guys are.
All day, getting the job done.
Getting the job done.
Yeah.
All day.
All day. He picks the 100-pound set. But like I don't follow them, but they pop up in my feed and I can't stop watching them. And I don't know I'm assuming they're experts on animal ferocity. Because
probably not.
I don't know.
They
But-
sound like experts to me.
But it's so. Then they've. I mean, I've watched in the last 2 days like 30 of these. How many orangutans would it take to take down a water buffalo? And they go through it. They're like, how are they going to do it? Well, you got to go for the eyes, or you got to. And I don't.
You're going to get a lot more interesting things in that feed.
Jess and Rob late night animal battles.
Yeah,
Is that
what's
what
it called,
is?
Deborah?
Jess and Rob show late night animal battles.
All right, and it's fascinating, and it's just those two guys. Just do it. And I'm like, they're making a fortune. I'm making them money because I can't stop watching them. There's got to be, like me and Sanjay just doing would you rather questions. Like ridiculous. And post those up on Facebook. Like, I don't know.
Everybody's got a podcast.
We need to find Deborah, Vinny, Longo.
We have a podcast for you. You just won't do it. Remember, you and Fred.
Yeah, well, Fred's schedule's tough. We're going to do a pop. But, I mean, that's like an hour. This is like 90 seconds where it's like, who would win, a Bengalese tiger or a hippopotamus? And they talk about, like, the...
Hippo.
But everyone's got an opinion, right?
You think they have scientists under their name too?
No, they do not. They're not labeled on
Maybe that's their
Facebook.
way.
I'm just fascinated by it. There's so many. There's another two guys that just go rank these foods blindly. Have you seen these two guys out of New Jersey?
I have not.
He's like, rank these these fast food foods blindly. And you got a list like 1 to 6 or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, McDonald's hash browns. He goes, I got to put it 4. And they're like, anyway. We're wasting our talents.
There's money to be made.
Yeah, Justin, you and I are wasting our
We
talents.
could find one, yeah.
You're saving people money. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, Justin Gray, thank you so much.
Hey, great to be here.
All right, when we come back, we're going to update our top local stories. Scott Slade joining us live at 10:35. And a story that is important to everyone listening right now, the push to eliminate the state income tax. I'll see what Jess and Rob have to say about that after the break as well. Let's check the ride around town, though, on this Tuesday morning. Smile at Mark McKay. Or Ashton Frasca, excuse me.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's okay. I do have better news. That crash that's been in and out of the right lane on 285 North at Bolton Road, that is cleared to the shoulder now. Lanes are open. Found a stalled flatbed in Ackworth causing delays. 75 South rolling past Wade Green Road. Look out for that in the right lane. And still a crash and fire engine on scene in Buckhead. Roswell Road shut down southbound before West Paces Ferry. Traffic brought to you by YRefi.com. Is private student loan debt ruining your life? It doesn't have to. Just go to YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com and get your life back. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
It's the only way to do any kind of reform of the federal government.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
I don't remember.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
Who are you speaking for?
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
School's back in the metro area, which kind of makes it the unofficial end of summer. But good news, the summer savings event at Advanced Hair not going away just yet. Hey, it's Mark Aram. Advanced Hair stands by the results. Their before and afters second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. And that summer savings special going on right now, it's their best offer ever. So the kids might be back in school, but the summer savings event continues. The most hair for your dollar, their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR, or online at advancedhair.com. Summer doesn't have to end. The summer savings event not ending yet. Schedule and get your free consultation. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow, guys. 470-660-HAIR or online at advancedhair.com.
Do you have an unused vehicle sitting in your driveway? Imagine turning it into a new beginning. When you donate your car, truck, or van to Tommy Nobis Center, you're helping people with disabilities get the training and support they need to enter the workforce and build successful careers. Your vehicle donation fuels real change, giving people a chance to achieve independence and purpose. And it's easy. We'll handle everything from pickup to paperwork. Plus, it's tax deductible. Donate today at TommyNobisCenter.org. Make a difference, one vehicle at a time.
This is Monica Pearson from My Plumber Superior Plumbing. The owner, Jay Cunningham, has been serving Atlanta for almost 40 years. They are Atlanta's plumber. Most other plumbing companies have been purchased by private equity conglomerates. Superior Plumbing is entrenched in the community, but the reason I chose Superior Plumbing is that they respect your time with on-time appointments and quality work done right the first time.
Superior, the honest one. Call 770-422-PLUM.
You finally spotted your termite guy strolling around your yard. Is he just getting his steps in, or is he actually doing something? Hey, it's Dave Baker for the only termite protection company I trust, Breda Pest Management. You know, that guy walking you around your yard is supposed to be checking bait stations placed about every 15 feet. But in reality, they often don't even know where your bait stations are. I'm serious. Hey, do this. Next time they finish walking around your yard, go outside, introduce yourself, ask them to show me the bait stations they supposedly just checked. If they can't, it's time to switch to Breda. Breda offers a complete liquid barrier and early detection with advanced technology both inside and out. Plus, your termite rate is locked in for 10 years. BREDAPets.com.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Katz with Choice Men's Health. Regardless of your age or medical condition, Choice Men's Health can safely restore your potency. Our customized solutions can eliminate your problem in just one visit. There's no pain, no surgery, and it's affordable.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health. The only choice for your health.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
Summer is peak hosting season, right? Don't let a grimy house keep you from having company over. It's Chris Chandler, and Wise Guys Pro Wash got my place clean and bright and guest ready in just one day. They handled everything, house and deck, driveway, even my dirty roof, and their soft wash kept everything safe. No paint peel, no damage, just clean. If you got people coming over this summer, be sure Wise Guys Pro Wash comes by first. Mention me, Chris Chandler, for $70 off at wiseguysprowash.com. Book now before they fill up.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
That's Marilyn Monroe. 63 years ago today, she was found dead in her L.A. home at the age of only 36. She was 36 when she died, Deborah. That's crazy. That's Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend from the movie Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, notoriously, famously married to Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller. I thought she was older than that, Deborah. 36 seems really young for rest in peace. And maybe dated Kennedy? Has that been confirmed?
Maybe.
We needed TMZ
maybe.
back
Both
in
Kennedys,
in
right?
the 60s. Yeah, I don't know. No, I think just JFK, not RFK. Anyway, rest in peace, Marilyn Monroe. All right, Deborah, a couple of quick stories. Updating Georgia's solar panels. There's a solar panel program here in Georgia, and I'm fully on board that I think the future truly is solar over the next 100 years. What is this new solar program here in Georgia?
Yeah, this is great. So this is a solar program for lower income households that put panels on their house, and they'll do it for free. It's all part of a fund that we got before Doge came and cut everything.
Yeah.
So to qualify, Georgians have to own your own home. You have to have a roof that does have a lot of sun, so not too many trees blocking everything. Earn less than 80% of the area median income, and you cannot be behind on your mortgage, no risk of losing your home, bankruptcy, or anything like that. But if
Right.
you qualify for that, you can apply with Georgia Bright.
Georgia Bright. So Clark Howard, I believe, has solar panels, and I'm not sure how it works. I think you obviously get to use the energy that you create, but then you sell some to Georgia Power. Maybe I think that's part of. Well, in this program, I don't know if you get paid for it. Georgia Power probably it's like a trade deal, kind of. I don't know, but
It says that it'll slash your.
Yeah, slash your bill in half or something. But I think longer term, we need not just random solar panels on people's homes, but we got to go to uninhabited portions of the United States, like the desert, the southwestern deserts where there's nobody for miles. And Elon Musk and I are in agreement on this. We talk about it. We talk about solar a lot, me and Musk. Elon has done the math. And I trust him, even though I'm soon to be a scientist on Facebook. 100-mile by 100-mile square solar facility, right? Just think of 100 miles in all directions, a square of just solar panels. That would take care of all of our energy needs in the entire United States. Like just that. Like we have all this abundant energy from the sun just beaming down on us, burning our faces, making us sweat. If we, according to Elon's math, I'll double check him in the break, but if you do 100 square miles of just solar panels, now I don't know what the environmental impact would be, but if you do it in the desert, I mean, all right, so scorpions, you're SOL. But think about that. All that our electricity needs would be covered in the United States just by that one solar farm. But anyway, if you want to cut your bill, what is it, Georgia Bright?
Georgia Bright.
Georgia Bright. There you go. You can thank your Uncle Mark and Uncle Elon for pushing solar into the 21st century. All right, Sabrina Dean has got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, Scott Slade's going to join us live. What's behind this push to eliminate the income tax in the state of Georgia, and how can we help? Slade will have that story for us next. Social media is active at Mark Arum, MarkArum, and at WSB Radio. And you can watch the show on live stream at WSBRadio.com.
Skeeters biting you? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, Call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Just a word of wisdom from your friend Mark Aram. A damaged roof doesn't always lead to an entire roof replacement project. As a full-service Atlanta roofing company, my friends at Dr. Roof offer comprehensive roof repairs that will lengthen the lifespan of your existing roof and ensure that it will continue to protect your home as it should. It's storm season. Get peace of mind from my friends at Dr. Roof. They've been in business for over 35 years, and Dr. Roof offers up to a 5-year warranty on roof repairs. Get all the info online at drroof.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta AMCO dealers. Hope you grab the rain gear today. You're going to need it. More rain in the forecast and a flood watch.
An additional 1 to 3 inches of rainfall possible between now and this evening. That's why a flood watch is in effect through 8 o'clock tonight.
And WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta Radio's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. The Atlanta Airport's lower north checkpoint is open again this morning after a water leak that caused the ceiling to collapse at a nearby gate. Passenger cell phone video shared on social media showed brown water gushing from the ceiling near gate T11 on Monday. Airport operations, though, were not impacted. A new option for families at the airport trying to get through security. The TSA's new Families on the Fly campaign is underway and is expanding now. It's geared towards groups traveling with kids 12 and under and creates a dedicated security lane for families, discounts on TSA PreCheck, and a dedicated PreCheck line for military families.
The program, which saw a limited launch in July, is now expanding to include major vacation destinations like Orlando, Orange County, California, and Honolulu. It's the second big change to TSA policy this summer. Last month, airports did away with forcing passengers to take off their shoes at security. And now Homeland Security says it's looking for other ways to streamline the process, including eliminating the 3-ounce limit on liquids.
And Rihanna Alley says even normal lines are moving faster now since that policy requiring you to take off your shoes has been lifted. Decatur's City Commission gives the green light for the realignment of a portion of a multi-use path near Legacy Park on South Columbia Drive. The discovery of unmarked graves earlier this year prompted a new survey to accommodate possible changes, according to the city's Kara Scherer.
The design team is using this data to consider an alignment closer to the road.
The realignment will add about $36,000 to the project, which is scheduled for completion by the end of the year. A special memorial to honor those that are buried is also in the works. The American Cancer Society this morning says colonoscopies on people ages 45 to 49 increased by more than 40% from 2019 to 2023. And these tests are finding cancer cases earlier when they're more curable, says medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook.
So it is really an amazing thing to be able to not only diagnose a polyp, but at the time of the procedure, take the polyp out and prevent somebody from getting cancer.
And in 2021, the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force lowered the recommended age to start those screenings for colon and rectal cancers from 50 to 45 years old. Roku launching a new ad-free streaming service called Howdy. It costs just $3 a month and includes almost 10,000 hours of content. The library content will include shows and movies from studios like Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Lionsgate. Some of the titles on the first day of service: Back to the Future, Elvis, and Mad Max. As of now, Howdy is only available on Roku devices, but the company is saying that they have plans to make it available elsewhere soon. And move over, Mickey. You've been bested by a country music star.
Your trip to the Smokies really isn't complete unless you visit Dollywood.
TripAdvisor has passed over the Magic Kingdom and Universal Studios and chosen Dolly Parton's place in the Great Smoky Mountains of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, as the #1 theme park in the country. TripAdvisor says Dollywood's ranking is based on above and beyond reviews and opinions from parkgoers. It's earned the top spot 3 times in 4 years.
And Deborah Rodriguez says Disney World comes in at #2 on the list this year. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow's down 134 at 44,039. NASDAQ also in the red, so is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Good morning to Ashley Frasca. She's going to help you get around on the roads.
And we've been watching delays on and off all morning long in McDonough. Now trouble in and out of that right lane. It's a tractor trailer 75 northbound just past Highway 155, causing some delays coming up through Locust Grove. Looks like a shower through Stockbridge 75 and 675 a little slow in the area. And some better news headed through Ackworth. That stalled flatbed 75 south past Wade Green. That is cleared from the right lane. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Some of the rain will be heavy at times through this evening, so a flood watch remains in effect through 8 o'clock tonight. Today's high is 72, lows tonight in the mid-60s. The rain tapers off tomorrow afternoon with a high of 78.
It is 68 degrees right now in Chamblee. Lithia Springs has 69 degrees, and it's 69 in College Park. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not.
This is Megan from Grayson, Georgia. I just won $1,000 from WSB.
WSB's $1,000 Thursdays this Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or the WSB app.
I just put the keyword in, and oh my God.
Win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
Thank you.
$1,000 Thursdays
From 95.5 WSB.
where Atlanta wins.
If you win $1,000 on $1,000 Thursday, do you have to pay Georgia State income tax? Might there no longer be a Georgia State income tax? Scott Slade with the latest in 2 minutes on The Mark Arum Show.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, Kroger brand 80% lean ground beef is on sale. Just $4.99 a pound in 3-pound packages with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
John Ossoff's never been worried in a grocery store checkout line. Not once. But single moms like Sarah have been. 2 kids, $52,000 a year, tight budget. Just now in Washington, John Ossoff voted to raise Sarah's taxes. If Ossoff got his way, Sarah would be paying $1,470 more. Call Senator Ossoff and ask him, why did you vote to raise our taxes? Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
You know how many times people call me to fix their garage door so they could sell their house? For years, they put up with the squeaking and the jamming, or they don't even use it because they lost the remote. Then when it comes time to sell, they fix it up nice for the next guy. For the exact same money, you could fix it up now and enjoy it yourself while you still live there. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. An expert repair, replacement remote, or garage door tune-up will give you years of trouble-free service. Works great for you, works great for the next guy when you decide to sell. Because you deserve to live in a house as nice as the real estate ad you're going to write about it. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and maybe enjoy your garage door so much you decide not to move. Think of the money that'll save.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
10:37 on this free weather Tuesday. Back-to-back free weather days. Thanks again to WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. We went from 100 last Tuesday to mid-60s right now. Phenomenal stuff. Christina's full 5-day forecast updated throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. Joining us live, as he does every Tuesday at this time, our good friend and colleague, Mr. Scott Slade. Scott, good morning, buddy.
Good morning, Mark, and I am that guy. I have a rain gauge, and I've had over 5 inches of rain in the past 7 days.
But can you believe the temps? I mean, record-breaking lows for this time. I love it. I love it, Scott.
I've rediscovered my sleeves.
2 days in a row, if you're watching the live stream, I'm wearing jeans and a long sleeve shirt, which has not happened since, I don't know, May.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, we take what comes, right?
Indeed, my friend.
This is fascinating to me, and I'm glad you're giving me a couple of minutes to talk about this morning. Georgia Senator Blake Tillery says he's going to introduce legislation to take the Georgia state income tax rate to 0. And that could happen as soon as January. Meanwhile, Senator Tillery's chairing a state Senate committee looking into how to make that happen. And there's no one better qualified to do that because, along with his other hats, Senator Tillery is also the chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee and basically carries the state's $37 billion budget line by line around in his head. And it's always good to talk to him.
Great talking to you, Scott.
I know there's a lot of work to be done on this before the General Assembly convenes in January. I just wanted to check in with you here. What are some of the key questions that you're looking to get answered?
Well, more than the questions, I think it's making sure we know the answer. There's going to be a lot of mechanics that go into working this out, but the mission is simple. It's to eliminate Georgia's income tax entirely. And I know that's my role as chair. It's not to debate whether we should end the income tax. It's to determine how and when we end the income tax.
Is there any creative thinking you can share with us on how that might happen? Obviously, our neighbors in Tennessee and Florida find a way to make it work.
That's right. It's a nationwide movement. You've seen states in the Southeast particularly look to lower the tax burden that they have on their citizens. Georgia's done that as well. We've reduced our income tax by 15% already. But there's more work to do. That's a great start. There's more work to do.
Now, you said there'll be some legislation you'll be introducing in the Georgia General Assembly. Will it take a constitutional amendment to eliminate the income tax, or can the Assembly do it on their own?
The legislature can eliminate the state income tax on its own. We don't need a constitutional amendment to do so. There may be some talk about a constitutional amendment to prevent it from ever coming back, but this committee's goal is to focus on is not if we eliminate the income tax, but how and when we eliminate the income tax.
Yeah, that's going to be encouraging a lot of people because it's still a bite in the budget. Personal budgets is what I'm trying to say. What does the state income tax bring in yearly now? It's just the main contributor to the state budget, isn't it?
Right. Overall, our state revenues, the state budget is about $37 billion, of which about $16 billion comes in on individual personal income tax. We're looking at taking a big chunk of that out. Other states have done this already. Tennessee, Florida, Texas, even New Hampshire. So Georgia can do it too.
I know you're waiting on answers. That's the reason for the study committee. But just looking at the example from other states, how do they do it? Do they do it with higher property taxes, bigger tourist taxes? You know, what's the main? How do they get it done?
Right. Well, one thing we have to do is do what families do when they're tightening their budget. They tighten their belts down. We may have to do that on the state level. If you look at Florida, everyone says, well, Florida did it with tourism. And tourism may explain how Florida did it, but it doesn't explain Tennessee. It clearly doesn't explain New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. So there are other models out there. 9 states have already accomplished taking their state income tax to zero. So Georgia's going to have plenty of other ideas to choose from.
We're talking to Georgia Senator Blake Tillery about the Senate Study Committee looking into eliminating Georgia's state income tax. So this study committee will be meeting, off and on between now and January, is that right?
That's right. Over the next several months, I will chair the study committee and work closely with my colleagues in the Senate, of course, with Lieutenant Governor Jones, who appointed the study committee. And our goal is to chart a realistic and responsible path to eliminate Georgia's state income tax.
How optimistic are you that this is going to happen?
I am very optimistic. I don't even think I would say optimistic. I'm certain that this will happen. While it might not happen overnight, I'm committed to delivering on this goal in a way that protects our state's ability to fund its core priorities as well: education, public safety, infrastructure, and healthcare. The mission, again, is simple: eliminating the income tax in its entirety.
That's pretty strong. What happens next now? When's the committee meet again?
Right. The committee's first meeting will be this month in August. We expect that we will have folks from a national level who will talk about national trends and how other states have done this, just to lay out the path that we've seen other states already take. After that, we'll dig into state-specific responses, how other states neighboring us, and then those that are further away accomplish this exact same goal. And then we'll have to make a Georgia-specific answer. I do think, though, while it may not happen overnight, you will see a plan in 2026 that will carry the state income tax to zero.
Will these committee meetings be open to the public and the media?
Like every legislative meeting, yes, sir. They'll be open to the public. They'll be open to the media. And we really want to hear from Georgia families. How will having an extra 5.19% in their paycheck affect their pocket. We know that Georgia families are feeling the struggle from increased utility costs, increased costs for childcare. The state, we can give them a 5% increase in their paycheck overnight. That's something we need to work at.
A lot of people would agree. So, well, Godspeed. We'll be checking back with you on this as the committee's work gets underway later in this month and between now and the first of the year.
You asked about how. I want to remind you, neighboring states like South Carolina and North Carolina have already been steadily reducing their income tax. And of course, Florida and Texas have long operated without one. And while some critics will warn that eliminating the state income tax could be catastrophic, you'll notice that none of the states that have already eliminated the state income tax are clamoring to create one. I think that tells you that we're on the right path here in Georgia to try to eliminate ours.
Georgia Senator Blake Tillery, Mark, and as you heard me push him several times on some ideas of how to make it happen, he's judiciously saying that, no, we're going to wait and see what the committee uncovers.
I didn't see this coming, Scott. I know Governor Kemp and Republicans under the Gold Dome have been fighting to get the ultimate goal is to get the income tax under 5%, right? The goal, I think, is in a couple of years to get it down to 4.95%. This is the first I've really heard of a serious move to get rid of the state income tax. I was trying to take notes in that great interview with Mr. Tillery. How much state revenue is generated by the income tax? Was that $16 billion?
Yes. 37 billion is the state budget each year, and $16 billion of that comes from sales tax. And that's kind of a key number, Mark. The Georgia state sales tax is 4%. Mm-hmm. And other localities can add to that.
Yes, and they do.
And they do.
And they do,
well,
yes.
In some of these income tax free states, Florida, the state sales tax is 6%.
Okay.
And they have other taxes. In Tennessee, the state sales tax is 7%.
Okay.
And with local additions, that can get up to 9.5%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a consumption tax when you get right down to
absolutely.
it. So,
now, I'm all for it for a number getting rid of the state income tax. I'm all for it. I think that if you look at just taking professional athletes, for example, they will often sign a contract in a state like Florida or Tennessee that has no state income tax, or Texas, which has a lower, just, because they're saving millions of dollars in taxes over these big deals. And I think that it can spur folks to come to Georgia if it becomes an income tax free state. That's a mouthful. But that's a big hole in the budget if we get rid of that. And I know Senator Tillery was like, well, we have to tighten the belt on some things, but I don't know if belt tightening is gonna make up for that lost revenue.
No, not all of it. But keep in mind as well, Georgia has an enviable state budget surplus too.
Correct.
And billions of dollars, which, we're all grateful for because it gives you a lot of latitude when emergencies happen. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they come up with. I'm really curious about this. And that first meeting is going to happen between now and the end of August. And there'll be several more between now and January when the state legislature convenes.
Casinos would help. If you're listening, Senator Tillery, casinos, legalize gambling would vary. That was a really interesting interview, Scott. It was not even on my radar that was a possibility. So great stuff, my friend.
Well, thank you. Oh, by the way, it looks like that first study committee on the income tax is coming up on August 19th. We'll stay in front of you on that.
All right, writing it down, August 19th. Excellent. Scott, fantastic stuff as always. What are you going to have on Scott Slade's Georgia this Thursday?
Oh, I'm working on a couple of things. One of which, again, a kind of a heavy subject, the new Beautiful Bill Act law that a lot of folks are worried about Medicaid. The bottom line and how that could affect the nursing home industry here in the state of Georgia. And should you be worried about your elderly family members and what you should do about it?
I'm worried about me getting elderly. My parents are fine. They can take care of themselves. I'm worried about poor Maya having to take care of me as I get older and older. Scott, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mark.
There you go. Scott Slade, great stuff there. Yeah, I'm all for no income tax in the state of Georgia. We just got to figure out how we can make the books balance. Let's balance your tires. Rotate and balance the tire. That's a thing, Ashley, right? I didn't just make that up.
Yeah, you probably should do that, especially when driving on the wet pavement, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, speaking of the rain, there is a little shower over Stockbridge right now, so that's causing just a few brake lights on 75 north and south. They're around 675 and Highway 138. DOT reporting a stall in the left lane in Union City. 85 northbound between Flat Shoals and 285. And some better news in Buckhead. Long-standing crash. Roswell Road southbound finally clearing before West Paces Ferry. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Don't be late because you crowdsourced your commute with a navigation app.
This might become a travel advisory. Yeah, they're in 2 left lanes.
Depend on us.
See some delays if they shut that ramp down.
Make sure you get where you need to be on time.
Jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street.
Local and dependable traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
WSB Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Playing a game with your family? Fun! Playing a game with your roof? You'll lose every time. Dave Baker here with the perfect match for your roof. Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. They're the extra effort experts with upfront pricing, exceptional service, and they'll treat your home like it's their own. Win, win, win. And with Findlay, manners matter. Findlay also has 0% financing available. Get your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler here at Shane Company. Come on in, feel at home, and let's find your dream engagement ring. I'm proud to work for a company that puts customers first and lets them shop the way they want to. See, we believe shopping for an engagement ring should be fun, without any of the pressure. We don't work on commission, so finding your dream ring is truly on your terms. We'll be right by your side as your friend and jeweler to help you find a ring more beautiful than you imagined and stick to your budget too. We have all of the styles and all of the smiles. You can even watch our in-house jewelers working their magic inside your neighborhood store. It's that kind of care and craftsmanship that makes Shane Company's free lifetime warranty the best in the business, saving you thousands over time and giving you peace of mind. No appointment necessary, or check us out at shaneco.com. Because a friend knows when you're ready, you're ready. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
School's back in the metro area, which kind of makes it the unofficial end of summer. But good news, the summer savings event at Advanced Hair not going away just yet. Hey, it's Mark Aram. Advanced Hair stands by the results. Their before and afters second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. And that summer savings special going on right now, it's their best offer ever. So the kids might be back in school, but the summer savings event continues. The most hair for your dollar, their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR, or online at advancedhair.com. Summer doesn't have to end. The summer savings event not ending yet. Schedule and get your free consultation. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow, guys. 470-660-HAIR, or online at advancedhair.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about repainting your scuffed up walls or fixing your leaky faucet. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. There are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate makes selling your home stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
10:54 on the Mark Arum Show. Right back live to the nation's capital. Joining us from Bloomberg News, Laura Davison. Laura, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning.
Headline from Bloomberg, DOJ probing alleged Russiagate conspiracy against Trump. Pam Bondi is directing her prosecutors to do what?
They are directing the current Justice Department to look into national security officials during the Obama era and what sort of involvement they had in the precursor to what ended up being the Robert Mueller special investigation into Russian ties into the 2016 election. This is really sort of the outpouring of what we saw Trump telegraph on the campaign trail, that he wanted to investigate the investigators. He was still very much tied up with the Russia scandal, saying that it was unfair. He was unfairly targeted, and that was a witch hunt. So this is now that he's in power, he's able to use the Justice Department to go after some of these groups that he says have gone after him. This, of course, is not how the Justice Department has traditionally worked. Traditionally, there's been sort of an arm's length in between the president, the White House, and the investigations that the Justice Department pursues.
Yeah, a lot of norms thrown out the window. Legitimate case or political retaliation?
Certainly a lot of Democrats, as well as some Republicans, who have cautioned that this is political retaliation, that this isn't grounded in sort of a legitimate cause here. You have Trump here, who's really who's been at odds a little bit with his Justice Department in recent weeks, particularly related to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal and the documents there. This is in some ways, Trump trying to change the narrative here, pulling up, another conspiracy, another sort of very political hot button issue that really gets a lot of his supporters on the right very concerned about. So this could be seen as a way to change the narrative.
Laura, this is going back 9, even maybe 10 years or more. Statute limitations on these, or is there no limitation on this kind of prosecution?
It depends on whether it ends up being criminal or civil, how they pursue this. Bondi has been directed to use a grand jury here to go forth and start probing this. But there's multiple ways, depending how the Justice Department wants to pursue this investigation, that they could, potentially take this down the legal pathway.
Any framework on a timeline on what this might look like?
No specific timeline that they've laid out. Obviously they, have a keen eye in the fact that Trump has, 3.5 years in office. So they need to move relatively quickly here. These types of investigations can end up taking months, if not years. Trump, though, has been very clear, whether it's been with Congress, with his different departments, cabinet departments, that he wants them to move quickly to secure these political wins. We saw this with the tax bill. We've seen this as he's trying to get his nominees moved through Congress. And that same kind of pressure is what he's applying here on the Justice Department.
Laura Davison, Bloomberg News. Laura, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
There you go. Laura Davison live in the nation's capital. A lot of moving pieces, a lot of big stories developing out of D.C. I am sure we got an hour and 3 left in the program. I'm sure we're going to go back to D.C. and pick up some new developing stories. Sabrina's got your local stories coming up in under 3. When we come back, we are going to check the latest on the tariff news. And I know it's only August 5th, but Christmas is not that far away. Will we be paying more or less to decorate the Christmas tree? Awaiting Chris Kringle. Correspondent Rory O'Neill has the story for us next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
What's the biggest mistake people make when selling their home? That one's easy. Settling. I don't mean settling down. I mean settling for way less money. It happens all the time. You get tired, worn out, A few lowball offers roll in, and suddenly you're like, yeah, sure, whatever, just take it. Not with Orchard, because Orchard has flipped the entire system. First, they give you cash up front for your current home. That means you can go ahead and buy your next place on your timeline. No showings while you're still brushing your teeth. No packing up twice. No weird limbo life. Then, while you're chilling in your new place, Orchard gets to work selling your old home for top dollar. They handle the details, the marketing, the heavy lifting, and you get more money without losing your mind. So stop settling. Get your free home valuation today at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
John Ossoff's never been worried in a grocery store checkout line. Not once. But single moms like Sarah have been. 2 kids, $52,000 a year, tight budget. Just now in Washington, John Ossoff voted to raise Sarah's taxes. If Ossoff got his way, Sarah would be paying $1,470 more. Call Senator Ossoff and ask him, why did you vote to raise our taxes? Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, Kroger brand 80% lean ground beef is on sale. Just $4.99 a pound in 3-pound packages with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. This just in, a DeKalb County man is convicted for a violent home invasion and stabbing in Brookhaven. Police say back in 2020, September of 2020, 60-year-old Jimmy David Mills forced himself into a home in the 1600 block of North Druid Hills Drive. A couple and their baby was home at the time. The husband heard his wife screaming and told the intruder to leave. He refused. The two got into a fight and Mills stabbed the man to death, then took off. He was eventually arrested following a call about a suspicious man. He was found with his bloody shirt in his hand. Mills has now been sentenced to life in prison plus 26 years. We are under a flood watch today through 8 o'clock tonight. Afternoon highs around 72, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. This also new at 11 o'clock. Police in Tennessee saying that they've arrested the man wanted for the killings of an infant's parents, grandmother, and uncle. 28-year-old Austin Robert Drummond is now in custody this morning. He was picked up this morning in Jackson, Tennessee. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has already charged Tanaka Brown and Giovante Thomas with accessory after the fact to the first-degree murder. Investigators allege both men assisted Drummond in the killings. The Coast Guard has released its final report this morning on the Titan submersible, which imploded in 2023 as it was descending into the wreckage of the Titanic. All 5 people on board instantly killed. The company puts the blame on the company that owned and operated the vessel. The report details that the culture within that company caused it to overlook and evade safety concerns. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is calling for state Democrats who fled the state to be arrested. The lawmakers left in order to block a vote on redrawing the congressional map, which could flip 5 House seats to Republican in next year's midterms. Now, the congressional maps were changed with the census 5 years ago, and they'll change again in 5 years. Election law expert David Becker.
There are concerns that there's extreme partisan gerrymandering, which right now the Supreme Court has said is a concern, but they can't do anything about it. And of course, new maps would also have to comply with other federal laws like the Voting Rights Act, although even that is somewhat in question right now, as the Supreme Court has very recently raised some questions about the constitutionality of the Voting Rights Act.
Now, in all, more than 50 Democrats fled to Illinois, New York, and Massachusetts. The arrest warrants apply only within state lines. House members who stayed in Texas convened the ongoing special session but could not conduct any business without the required 2/3. The Boeing machinist strike is in day 2, with neither side ready to resume negotiations. Union Representative Earl Schussler says workers walked off the job yesterday after rejecting a contract offer.
They don't have pension anymore. They don't have retiree health care anymore. So if the company wants to keep these folks here, they're going to pay them competitive wages, right? And benefits along the way.
Now, there are no talks currently scheduled between Boeing and International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, which represents about 3,200 workers at 3 facilities in the St. Louis area. Boeing saying its facilities are still open, but will not be building products at normal rates. As we take a look at the markets, we're all in the red here. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P in negative territory. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams. He has a look at the roads.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Not a pretty morning down on the south side. It is a sloppy ride on I-75 between Stockbridge and McDonough. I'm looking at the jam cam, watching the rain fall, and you're seeing a little bit of wet pavement delay in both directions between 675 and Highway 2081, exit 218. Use caution there. If you're traveling downtown, looking pretty good for this time of day. 75-85 northbound, tapping the brakes as you leave I-20 up past Freedom Parkway, and a crash clearing on Roswell Road southbound near West Paces Ferry Road, northwest Atlanta. Hopefully they'll get that cleaned up soon. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Epwards. Cloudy skies today with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Some will be heavy at times, high 72, lows tonight in the mid-60s. The rain tapers off tomorrow afternoon with a high of 78. Sunshine returns on Thursday, high 81.
68 degrees in Tucker. Fairburn has 70 degrees at 69 in Vinings. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I want this town to be near you.
11:04 on this really cool Tuesday. I'm the least cool guy you know, but I'm here. It's Mark Aram and crew with you till noon. 30 minutes from now, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Blackberry Smoke. This just popping, Deborah. We talked earlier in the show about the Epstein files and Ghislaine Maxwell getting transferred from the Sirius prison to Club Fed. This, according to CNN, sources say Trump administration debates releasing transcript of Ghislaine Maxwell's interview with the Justice Department. So you remember the second in command at DOJ went down to Florida and talked to Maxwell on back-to-back days? I say, yeah, release the transcript. Let us as much sunlight as we can get on the story, the better, the more transparency. That'd be a big win for me if the Trump administration does that. So I'm going to follow up on that in just a second. I do want to talk about a story that captivated the world, not just Metro Atlanta, but the world. It was back in 2023, Deborah. I know you remember it. That horrible Titan submersible implosion. Yeah. Do you remember it went missing? And we thought, like, how much air do they have? And that was a huge story. We were, just the agony of thinking you're in this dark little submarine going near the Titanic wreckage, and all of a sudden you lose everything. You lose power. And remember, we were freaking out, like panicking, like, oh, can you imagine how difficult it must be? And then we find out that it wasn't missing. It imploded in like less than a second, which I thought was better than, an instant death, better than a week-long, running out of air kind of situation. Yeah. Anyway, so we got an update on that. The Coast Guard has released a report on the 2023 implosion of that Titan submersible as it drove to the Titanic, or dove to the Titanic. I guess drive and dive, right? The submarine can do both. You can drive and dive. Anyway, Michael Wallace from CBS has the update.
The report says Titan's operator, OceanGate, had critically flawed safety and operational practices and a toxic work environment. It also says OceanGate failed to investigate a whistleblower complaint about faulty equipment by former company official David Lockridge. After the implosion, he testified about OceanGate's cost-cutting and bad engineering decisions.
The desire to get to the Titanic as quickly as they could to start making profit.
The Coast Guard concluded the deadly implosion was preventable. All 5 people aboard the Titan were killed. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Yeah, that's the headline there. It was preventable, but the CEO of the company was one of the souls that lost their lives in that. So I don't know, what legally retribution can be sought, but I mean, literally, when I say instant death, like you're standing next to an atomic bomb type of instantaneous death. Can't argue with that, right? You don't see it coming. You just, would you want to go that way?
Yeah, it's kind of like going in your sleep, right? You don't really.
Yeah. That'd be preferable than being,
you don't know
2 miles under the ocean. But I don't know. I think a lot about my mortality the older I get. And an instant death to me is the way to go.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, as opposed to like long, prolonged. I mean, I feel bad. Like there were teenagers in that. There were kids in there. I mean, it was a horrible situation, but much better. Not even knowing you're dead. Like you're alive. Boom, you're at the pearly gates. Like what happened? What's going on? Hey God. Hey, was it St. Peter? St. Paul? Peter. Hey, St. Pete. Do I call him Pete or Peter, Deborah?
I'd say Peter.
Peter. All right. Use the full name. All right. Speaking of Deborah, joining us is correspondent Rory O'Neill. Producer Deborah, Rory, it's August 5th. She is already got her Christmas shopping done. Me, I'm a last-minute shopper. I'm a last-minute decorator, putting up the Christmas and holiday decorations. Coming up ahead to this Christmas, it looks like maybe we might be paying more for those holiday decorations.
Okay, producer Deborah is wrong. Let's put that out there first to be done so soon. But two of the issues. Look, the tariff issue back-to-back is causing problems. One, because of the tariffs that, again, you are having the tariffs come online at the same time companies start to order the Christmas stuff to be delivered. And most of that stuff, especially the lights, are all made in China. There are like 3 companies in China that make most of this stuff that we import. And for a time, the tariffs were even 145%. So what we saw are, and we've gotten this from the American Christmas Tree Association. Yep, it's a thing. But they're already seeing that orders are way down from what's being brought in. So we might see the same 10 different types of items on the store shelves that are available, but rather than having 20 of each, they're only going to have 5 of each. And so you're going to notice fewer items available, and the prices will probably be 10 to 15% higher.
Yeah, at least even with just the tariffs, but the supply and demand issue, if there are fewer selections on the shelves for shoppers, then retailers might be like, oh, well, let's raise the prices on some of these things.
Sure, that may be one of the issues, or they'll be selling it at full price when it's out there on the shelf on Labor Day, which we all hate. But when it's on the shelf at December 15th, typically you'll start to see, hey, it's 30% off, and then it's 75% off on December 26th. But what's going to happen is the Labor Day to December 15th, the limited inventory is going to be sold out. So you're not going to be able to come in late and find a lot of bargains, because there just isn't that much inventory in the system, we think.
So, Rory, it's August 5th. We got a few months till the Christmas holiday and the holiday season. Is that enough time, perhaps, for American manufacturers to say, oh, well, there's a hole in this portion of the holiday economy. Let's produce our own stuff and have those hit the shelves in time for Christmas?
I would say for higher end and specialty merchandise, absolutely. But for the string of 100 lights, the LED lights that we like to pick up either at the pharmacy or at the home improvement store for $7.99, that's the stuff that's going to start to get really limited really fast. Because a lot of us buy maybe a new strand or 2 every year. Let's fill up the outside tree with even more lights this year, that sort of a thing. That's where we're going to start to see some of these supply issues, because they're just not going to have the inventory to put on shelves. And again, I joked earlier, but really the Christmas merchandise goes out Labor Day weekend, essentially, because that will be after back to school. Halloween takes up some of that space. Halloween, I think they benefit because it was ordered earlier, perhaps in January, February, before the Liberation Day announcement. So they may have snuck in under the wire for tariffs, but the tariffs would have been in full effect for the Christmas stuff coming online.
All right, so you just gave homework to everyone listening right now. When you get home from work today, go up to the attic or the basement where you keep the Christmas lights, see what's still functioning and what you can reuse in Christmas 2025 from Christmas 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. And the theory or the advice that we also gave during the pandemic when inventory and that shipping problem was happening, if you see something and you like it, get it, because there's no guarantee it's going to be on the shelf the next time you come back to the store.
Rory, Merry early Christmas. Thanks as always for your time, my friend.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Talk to you soon.
All right, Deborah, I gotta follow up with you. You have decades more expertise when it comes to Christmas tree lights than I do.
Sure.
Yeah, yes, we do the Christmas tree, but Maya is in charge of most of the decorating. I'll throw in a couple of ornaments. So I'm not very familiar with the Christmas tree lights. Is that something that you have to buy year to year? Do the lights go bad Christmas to Christmas?
You don't have to buy them year to year. I imagine Maya has a pre-lit tree where you don't have to put the strand of lights around it. as long as they're inside, they tend to last longer. Like the ones that you put outside that get kind of beat with weather a little bit, those tend to go bad a little bit faster. But your indoor ones should be good, depending on how you store them too. If you're like Christmas Vacation, where they're all knotted up, you might have to check every bulb.
Well, that's my frame of reference. Is Christmas Vacation, and poor Chevy
Russ.
Chase Clark having to go through bulb by bulb, and the whole time it was just the light switch in the garage wasn't up. So I don't know. Is this a big deal, Longoria? Are you gonna have to? I
mean, every year you have to buy at least, like he said, like, a strand or two, because there's one of them goes out or half of them go out, and then you gotta. But it's rare that you have to buy like all of it.
Sure.
At once,
Okay.
so.
Thank you for helping this Hebrew out on that. Maybe you bring back. This is the Christmas 2025, the return of the popcorn string. A lot. Deborah says, "Ugh, I couldn't have that in my house. Soba would eat them all. Eat them all.
Oh, yeah, every dog we
real
own
quick dog story. I got more information on the Maxwell testimony. I'll tell you in a second. Port Deuce had his back right leg was bleeding, and I was like, "What the heck?" He's 14 and a half, and so I didn't know what to do. So I cleaned it up and bandaged it, and I texted. We have for an older dog, this is phenomenal. My vet, Carol, she is an in-home vet. Because Deuce, the poor guy, hates going to the vet's office. You go to the vet, he knows he's in the car, he's going to the vet, he's freaking out. You go into the vet, he freaks out even more. Then you put him in the waiting room, he's got to wait 20 minutes, he's panting, and I'm like, every time I take him to the vet, he's going to have a heart attack. Soba's fine. I have no problem taking her to the vet. So we got this, Dr. Carol comes in-home vet, and she comes to see exactly what's going on. And there were 2, like, puncture wounds in the back of his leg. And she's like, I don't know what this was. Did he get bit by a snake? And I'm like, impossible. Like, he's just in the backyard now, and I'm with him all the time. I would have seen him. There was no indication, so we're trying to figure it out. But anyway, she gave him some antibiotics and covered him up. What were we talking about?
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights and dogs eating popcorn.
Yeah, the dogs. Thank you, dogs. Yeah, that's why we can't do the popcorn because Soba and Deuce would both eat the popcorn thing. All right, the breaking news I just told you minutes ago, it just popped up on CNN. The Trump administration, I'm going to quote exactly, sources tell CNN, the Trump administration debates releasing the transcript of Ghislaine Maxwell's interview with the Justice Department. I was able to pull some audio. This is Kristen Holmes at the White House.
Well, just the mere existence of the audio, Wolf and Pamela, is news itself. Not every single interview conducted by the Justice Department has audio to go along with it. So there are a couple parts here that need to be taken into consideration. One, the fact that there is actually audio recording from this interview last month of the Epstein accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, with the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. This interview, we are told, in terms of the audio, it's over 10 hours of audio. And now there is consideration within the White House among these administration officials on whether or not to release either the audio or the audio and the transcripts. We know that the Department of Justice has been going through these transcripts, going through the audio, trying to redact any sensitive information, combing through for relevant information. The reason why this is so key and this idea of releasing it is so key is it's coming at a time in which the White House has been under increased scrutiny to be more transparent. So I'm talking to a number of these Trump administration officials who were frustrated at the way that this was rolled out, or the way the information around the Epstein case was rolled out from the Justice Department. So now you're seeing them potentially, the White House, taking matters into their own hands, or these administration officials trying to control the optics and the narrative. And I can tell you from talking to my sources outside of the White House, these sources that are very close to President Trump, they want to see these transcripts. They understand they might have to be redacted in terms of sensitive information, but they want to see what was discussed during this hours-long meeting.
Kristen Holmes, minutes ago at the White House. There's audio of the DOJ questioning of Maxwell. Yes, release the audio. Holy smokes. And I'm not just saying that as a guy that plays audio for a living, but goodness, give me the goods. Make it transparent. Yes. Redact what you got to redact, but I want to hear that sniveling, convicted, sex trafficking piece of Maxwell. I want to hear that. Yes. Yes, President Trump, release the audio, release the transcripts. Abso-freaking-lutely. Man, that would be phenomenal. What does she have to say? What were they asking her? Yes. Yes. Speaking of President Trump, a scare apparently at one of his golf courses recently that actually they had to scramble fighter jets to mute this threat or perceived threat. I'll tell you about that after this. Checking that Tuesday morning ride. I'm all excited about this transcript. Live with the latest. Good morning, Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Just picked up some new trouble in Cobb County between Marietta and Kennesaw. It's a crash in the right lane of the 75 northbound ramp to 575 northbound, so starting to cause a slowdown back toward Highway 5, the Canton Road connector. Earlier crash, Roswell Road at around Paces Ferry and Peachtree Road right there near the Buckhead Theater. That has since cleared up. All lanes are back open there, and still seeing some volume on the wet pavement on the south side where it's been raining, 75 north and southbound between Stockbridge and McDonough. Traffic brought to you by Blindster.com. Blindster.com is a family business making custom blinds, shades, and shutters. Give them a try and see why over 1 million windows have trusted Blindster. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
We have become an idiotic nation that doesn't know how to even debate anything, so it doesn't surprise
Eric
me.
Von Hessler has an opinion.
You will still age.
And some advice.
Start doing things when you're younger. Drink a lot of water.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
And you will still die.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, friends, when was the last time you hopped out of bed without your knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning, step by step? Let me guess, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, it'll disappear, I'll tough it out, but nothing ever changes, does it? Hey, it's Mark Air. Time to call and schedule that free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done it sooner. They turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Bring your x-rays and your MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and a thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back. Grab the phone right now. Give them a call. 770-285-8026. Ask about that free consultation. 770-285-8026.
If I said to focus your energy, where would you start? Let's say you run a business, a school campus, a hospital, or a government facility. Finding ways to save can be overwhelming, but Georgia Power has energy efficiency tips and rebates to help. Things like improving lighting with LEDs, making HVAC upgrades, adding building controls, and more. Look, you've got a business to run and numbers to hit. Georgia Power can help you focus your energy where it matters most. Learn more at georgiapower.com/biz.
It's time to take advantage of Zerorez Carpet Cleaning's Back to School BOGO sale. For a limited time, when you get 2 rooms of carpet cleaned, you'll get 2 more rooms cleaned absolutely free. That's right, 4 clean rooms for the price of 2. Just mention WSB Radio when you schedule and be sure to use promo code BOGO at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Hurry, this offer won't last long. That's ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
That's right, Dale. When the summer is hot, America's Best Choice will keep your home cool with premium energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. No pressure, no gimmicks. Go to abcwin.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell half gallon, specially priced $5.99 when buying 2 at all Kroger's now through August 5th.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
We're in the dog days of summer, and I have news to help you stay cool. Ashley Frasca here to share that Ragsdale is extending their biggest specials of the summer off a brand new Carrier home comfort system. That comes with Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale has HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and insulation all under one roof. So whether it's for a leaky faucet or blown-in insulation, Ragsdale takes care of my home, and they will yours too. For great, friendly service, visit RagsdaleAir.com or give them a call. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
I had no idea. That's the theme music for Grey's Anatomy. Did you recognize that song, Deborah?
Never watched Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, me neither. Maya loves it. Long-standing show. Anyway, Jesse Williams, actor, turns 44 today. Known for his Dr. Jackson Avery on Grey's Anatomy. Most notable for being one of my my Twitter followers. Jesse Williams follows me on Twitter. I remember when he followed me, Maya lost her mind. She's like, get out of town. He follows you on. I was like, yeah, he follows me on Twitter. I think that's what sealed the deal. I used my social media clout there. Who does not follow me on Twitter? President Trump. He was out golfing the other day, Deborah, and a person in a private aircraft flew a little too close to the golf course. What happened next?
Yeah, fighter jets were scrambled to intercept this aircraft after it entered the president's airspace. He was at the Bedminster Golf Course there. So this was just past Saturday. NORAD was out there. They actually fired some flares to get the attention. Yeah, and they said it was completely safe. It wasn't too close. It was just there to get the attention, and then they escorted it out of the zone, which has to be kind of terrifying.
Yeah, you're in this little Cessna.
And all of a sudden these fighter jets come by. And so NORAD just is reminding pilots, hey, it is a restricted zone. Yeah. You need to tell people when you're going out in that area, be careful and check before you fly.
Yeah, check before you fly, and then check your pants when you land after they scramble the fight. Hey, listen, but after what happened in Pennsylvania, you can't be too careful. So I hope the Cessna pilot got down safely, but he'll never make that, or he or she will never make that mistake again. We'll be right back. It's the Mark Arum Show, WSB.
Hey, it's Belinda for the board-certified plastic surgeons at Marietta Plastic Surgery. They have a very exciting program that might be the perfect fit for you. Introducing the Aesthetic Vault, a curated members-only program for those that prioritize elevated self-care and personalized beauty. Enjoy exclusive perks, preferred pricing, and the freedom to apply your monthly bank towards the treatment you love, all for $149 per month. As a member, you'll receive 10% off med spa services and retail products, a complimentary consultation, skin analysis, and either a dermaplane or peel every year. Be among the first 100 members to lock in a lifetime monthly rate of $129. But you must call Marietta Plastic Surgery. Call 770-425-7575. That's 770-425-7575. Or visit MariettaPlasticSurgery.com. Terms and conditions may apply.
You know how many times people call me to fix their garage door so they can sell their house? For years, they put up with the squeaking and the jamming, or they don't even use it because they lost the remote. Then when it comes time to sell, they fix it up nice for the next guy. For the exact same money, you can fix it up now and enjoy it yourself while you still live there. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. An expert repair, replacement remote, or garage door tune-up will give you years of trouble-free service. Works great for you, works great for the next guy when you decide to sell. Because you deserve to live in a house as nice as the real estate ad you're going to write about it. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and maybe enjoy your garage door so much you decide not to move. Think of the money that'll save.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Has the heat brought out the stink in your basement? Water damage? Musty odors? Mold? Dave Baker here. Let AquaGuard Foundation Solutions fix it once and for all and keep your basement dry year-round. Visit aquaguard.net for your free inspection.
AquaGuard.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. A man gets lifeless 26 years for a violent home invasion in 2020. A woman was in the shower after putting her baby down for a nap at her home on North Druid Hills Drive. In DeKalb County, the DeKalb County District Attorney's Office says that's when she heard an alert from her security system. And then 60-year-old Jimmy David Mills got into the home and she started screaming. That's when her husband heard her and confronted Mills. He stabbed the husband multiple times, then ran away. He was eventually arrested after he was spotted walking down the street holding his bloody shirt. He will now spend the rest of his life behind bars. More rain in the forecast for today and a flood watch.
An additional 1 to 3 inches of rainfall possible between now and this evening. That's why a flood watch is in effect through 8 o'clock tonight.
WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta Radio's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. This just in, a man wanted in connection with a violent brawl in Cincinnati that went viral has been arrested by FBI agents here in Atlanta. Patrick Roseman is the 5th suspect facing charges. He's charged with assault and aggravated riot. He will be extradited back to Ohio. The video of last month's brawl showing several people involved in altercations described by Cincinnati's mayor as, quote, unacceptable and disgusting behavior. Texas Republicans are set to reconvene after voting to issue civil arrest warrants for Democrats who left the state to stop the advancement of redistricting maps that would add 5 more GOP seats. Today, President Trump saying Republicans are entitled to 5 more seats in Texas.
And we have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats. We have a really good governor, and we have good people in Texas.
Now, more than 50 Democrats fled to Illinois, New York, and Massachusetts. The arrest warrants apply only within state lines. A statue of a Confederate general that was toppled in 2020 by demonstrators in the nation's capital during protest over the killing of George Floyd is being restored, and it will be reinstalled. Christopher Cruz has more.
The National Park Service said the decision to do so was made in accordance with President Trump's executive orders, in particular one on restoring truth and sanity to American history. The agency says returning the statue of Albert Pike, who fought to preserve slavery, will help, quote, present a full and accurate picture of the American past. The District of Columbia's delegate to the House, Eleanor Holmes Norton, called the decision morally objectionable.
Well, move over, Mickey. You've been bested by a country music star.
Your trip to the Smokies really isn't complete unless you visit Dollywood.
TripAdvisor has passed over the Magic Kingdom and Universal Studios and chosen Dolly Parton's place in the Great Smoky Mountains of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, as the #1 theme park in the country. TripAdvisor says Dollywood's ranking is based on above and beyond reviews and opinions from parkgoers. It's earned the top spot 3 times in 4 years.
And Deborah Rodriguez says Disney World comes in at #2 on the list this year. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 114 at 44,058. NASDAQ also in negative territory, down about 0.5%, and the S&P is not far behind. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Good news, bad news in Marietta, Sabrina. The good news is the crash 75 north on the ramp to 575 is cleared. The bad news is a new travel advisory in Marietta heading southbound. Crash in 3 right lanes, 75 southbound, Delk Road, exit 261. You're stacked up already back before South Marietta Parkway. Use Highway 41, Cobb Parkway, or the express lanes. And just found new trouble out of Norcross heading down to Spaghetti Junction, 285. It's a crash, 85 southbound, Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. 2 right center lanes are blocked there. Go ahead and consider Beaufort Highway as your alternate. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Epwords. Cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Some of the rain will be heavy at times through this evening, so a flood watch remains in effect through 8 o'clock tonight. Today's high is 72, lows tonight in the mid-60s. The rain tapers off tomorrow afternoon with a high of 78.
It is 68 degrees in Duluth, 70 degrees in Powder Springs. In Brookhaven, you have 68 degrees. We'll have more news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
All the notifications you need.
The story developing in Marietta.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
We're following breaking news in Atlanta.
All in one place.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it today.
They gave phony numbers, and then they revised them a week and a half later.
President Trump earlier this morning talking about last Friday's job numbers. Coming up next, we'll go back to D.C. for the latest there. Plus, Deborah's got amazing tickets to give away. That's coming up next on the Mark Arum Show.
Hey folks, it's Scott Slade. You've heard me talk for years about how Myland is saving homeowners hundreds, even thousands of dollars every month. Well, here's something that comes up often. Does it make sense to refinance your mortgage and pay off high-interest credit card debt? Well, even if you have a low interest rate on your mortgage, that isn't helping you if you're carrying credit card debt month to month. Myland sees this every day where people call in and wish they had done something sooner. Holding on and making minimum payments on your credit cards is only making the situation worse. There isn't one solution for everyone, which is why I trust and believe in my friends at Myland. They'll shoot straight and give you an honest assessment for you and your family at no cost. Do yourself a favor. Give Myland a call. Find out how much you could be saving. 770-817-2000. Call 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
Man's best friend. Loyal, trustworthy, dependable. Findlay Roofing is your roof's best friend. Loyal with a lifetime warranty, trustworthy with upfront pricing, and dependable with the highest quality work. FindlayRoofing.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
John Ossoff's never been worried in a grocery store checkout line. Not once. But single moms like Sarah have been. 2 kids, $52,000 a year, tight budget. Just now in Washington, John Ossoff voted to raise Sarah's taxes. If Ossoff got his way, Sarah would be paying $1,470 more. Call Senator Ossoff and ask him, why did you vote to raise our taxes? Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
The last thing on your mind is maintaining your septic system. It's all good until it's not. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. Don't wait for a septic emergency. Our affordable, routine maintenance will keep your system running smoothly.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic. Never a pump out charge with your repair. Get a free quote at scorpionsepticservices.com.
At Shane Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years.
We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
11:37, still under 70 degrees in Midtown. Hallelujah. Should be like 25 degrees warmer. Everyone thank Christina Edwards. Her full 5-day forecast is updated at the top of the hour. Then Eric Erickson, noon to 3 on the Nifty 750. Got an update on the Israel-Hamas war in just a second. You go back to D.C., get the latest on the jobs report numbers that were released Friday and what happened after that. But right now, Deborah, we have some great tickets to give away, my friend.
Tickets to see Blackberry Smoke with Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs at Canyons Bank Amphitheater at Chastain on August 9th, which is Saturday.
All right, I'm going to take it easy on Vinny. Since the concert's on the 9th, we'll do the 9th caller, Vin. 9th caller to 404-872-0750. 9th caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Blackberry Smoke, Longoria, and the Dirty Knobs, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and 95.5 WSB. Getting back to the White House in just a second, but sources tell ABC News that Israel plans to expand the war in Gaza by moving into populated areas. The news follows the release of a Hamas video showing starving Israeli hostages inside Gaza. At least 180 people have died from hunger in Gaza, health officials say. ABC News chief foreign correspondent Ian Pennell is in Tel Aviv.
It's clear that the negotiations that have been ongoing, the U.S. brokered talks, have failed to achieve a ceasefire or start to get the hostages home. We haven't had hostages released for some considerable amount of time. This now seems to be a new approach, a zero-sum game, or at least a threat that says either you release all the hostages now or we're coming in.
Ian Pennell there. Any developments on the Israel-Hamas war, we will provide them for you on 95.5 WSB. All right, a lot of news stories percolating out of the nation's capital. Right back to the White House from CBS News, Natalie Brand. Natalie, good morning. As always, thanks for your time.
Good morning, Mark. Good to be with you.
Let's go back to Friday. We had the job numbers report. President Trump, unhappy, fired the individual in charge of the job numbers. Where does that position stand this morning?
Yeah, well, the president has said he is going to name a replacement in the coming days. This morning, speaking to CNBC, he continues to claim that the numbers were rigged and said that the system is antiquated and political. You know, when asked for the evidence that the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics was manipulating the numbers, the administration economic advisors at the White House have pointed to a series of revisions of the jobs data. You know, a report will come out, and then the following month, those numbers can be revised up or down. They said, you know, the data's become unreliable. Well, we've been talking to a number of experts, Mark, and analysts who work with this data, and they said that data is really dependent on surveys of employers, and that some of those companies or, you know, entities may not file everything on time. And so that often leads to the need for these revisions, you know, new data coming in, they make corrections. So, you know, there's a lot of people saying, could the system be perfected, or are those surveys not working? Kind of similar to, you know, polling surveys aren't maybe as accurate as they used to be, although pollsters may take issue with that. But at the end of the day, this has become kind of a political fight with even you know, some Republicans over on Capitol Hill saying, if you don't like the numbers, don't fire the messenger.
Yeah, I just, as I said yesterday, Natalie, I just think the methodology is wrong. You mentioned President Trump on CNBC this morning. I got a bit of that audio here.
It is antiquated, but it's also very political. And, you know, I had an election recently where I did very well, won every swing state, won the popular vote, won everything, all right? Won it's I think 87% of the counties were Republican.
So President Trump goes on to mention that the jobs numbers came out right before the election, showed huge growth, which seemed would have been a boost to, you know, Kamala Harris, and then they revised those numbers down after the. I just think the methodology. Just wait until you actually have the numbers, and then release the numbers there. Relatedly, President Trump spoke about tariffs to India. Are these part of those secondary tariffs against Russia, or are these separate?
Well, they seem to be, because he mentions them in the context of buying Russian oil. As we know, the president had announced a 25% tariff on India, but then said that there would be this additional penalty for buying Russian energy. And as we know, Mark, there's this deadline, this ticking clock for Russia to reach a peace or ceasefire deal or else face what the administration has said would be steeper sanctions or these secondary sanctions on countries like India, like China, who, buy Russian goods and oil. India taking issue saying, that they don't agree with what the president is alleging, and who knows whether they will be able to come and come to some sort of negotiation. Months ago, it seemed like they were making progress on talks. The vice president had even visited India, but now these negotiations have been complicated by the threat of these secondary sanctions. And, when this deadline hits, the president last week said that it was 10 days, so that puts us towards, I believe, later this week. We'll have to see what that means for China as well, another country that buys Russian oil that comes in the context of complicated trade negotiations, on overall trade with the United States. So a lot of questions remain, but again, at the end of the day, the tariff policy is something that the president continues to, focus on and prioritize with respect to setting different tariffs and penalties on countries that he's not happy with.
Speaking of Russia and that 10-day deadline, Natalie, we had some war of words between the United States and the Kremlin over the weekend. President Trump saying he's positioned nuclear subs. Is that still an issue that folks are talking about, or are we beyond that now?
There's so many different headlines, Mark, but this is definitely going to, continue to be a focus as we approach the end of the week, closer to this deadline for Russia. And the president, in announcing that those positioning of nuclear submarines, was responding to the former president of Russia's comments on social media that, ultimatums referencing that 10-day ceasefire deadline could move the country closer to war and kind of a threatening war with the United States, kind of escalated rhetoric over social media, again, from the former president of Russia, who is a close ally of the current president, Putin. So, again, this is Trump, an interesting choice to respond on social media, talking about positioning of U.S. assets, but obviously, the relationship has soured as these negotiations for a ceasefire between Russia to stop its war on Ukraine have stalled.
Final quick question for you, Natalie. The Epstein case still in the atmosphere. Some new victim letters have been released now from victims of Maxwell and Epstein.
Right. And this is part of the process as a judge in New York considers whether to unseal the grand jury transcript. People connected to the case can come forward and express any concerns to the judge in deciding, whether to unseal those documents and which conditions should be put in place if the judge decides to move forward with the release. So we have 2 letters that were submitted from anonymous victims, and really they sound the alarm over concern for how this case has been handled, saying, the victims are not sure that the highest priority is with the victims themselves, justice for those victims, or combating child exploitation. One victim says the individual feels like the DOJ and FBI's priority has just been protecting wealthy men, and that, the judge should make sure that care is taken to get their names out there, but make sure that no sensitive information about the victim is released. One other victim, Mark, mentions that they never got their day in court because Epstein, as we know, died by suicide in jail. And this victim goes on to call for the fullest level of transparency, saying that needs to be done to allow them to move forward and heal.
Natalie Brayne, CBS News at the White House. Another busy day in the nation's capital. Natalie, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
One other update to that Epstein-Maxwell story. The president, apparently, sources telling CNN, might release the audio and or video transcript of the interview the DOJ conducted with Ghislaine Maxwell before she was transferred to Club Fed. Congrats to Billy and Temple, won those tickets to see Blackberry Smoke and the Dirty Knobs. Coming up next, what former MTV reality star wants to put a nuclear reactor on the moon? We'll tell you after this. Checking that Tuesday mid-morning rush hour, live with the latest, Alex Williams.
Not a good one in Marietta, Mark. Travel advisory, I-75 southbound. This crash at Delk Road, exit 261, knocks out 3 right lanes. Heavy fire EMS response with this one. You're already jammed back to Highway 5, the Canton Road connector. Use the express lanes, which are still pointed south if you have the Peach Pass. You can use Highway 41, Cobb Parkway. And now a travel advisory if you're on 85 southbound coming out of Duluth or Norcross. Heads up, crash in 2 right center lanes at Pleasantdale Road, exit 96, delays back toward Indian Trail. Buford Highway will get you around that. And a stall coming out of Lithonia, partially in the left lane, I-20 westbound Panola Road, exit 71. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Is your summer vacation going to be a week at the beach?
Oh, yeah!
That week at the beach could be yours if you win $1,000 on $1,000 Thursdays.
That's awesome!
It's $1,000 Thursdays on WSB.
Your chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Listen for the
I just
keyword
put the keyword in, and my God.
at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app.
Oh, my word!
Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays this Thursday,
From 95.5 WSB.
where Atlanta wins.
2 keys to surviving a brutal Atlanta summer. Number 1, stay hydrated. Drink your water, folks. Number 2, make sure your air conditioning unit can handle your needs. It's Mark Aaron back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. You need AC this summer. You need an AC that works and is reliable, and you need to save money. Check out this offer. Get any sized AC, just $69.99 a month. That's it. 0 down. Low monthly payments, all future repairs, maintenance, even filters are no additional charge for life. An unbeatable lifetime warranty. Plus, you get 24/7 service and next day installations guaranteed, or Reliable pays you $500. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button, or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Living in the South offers us a lot of things. We get to bop carpenter bees with a badminton racket, and we get to argue which is better, tea or sweet tea. We also get to use our deck 12 months a year, and that is awesome. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck guys. You know when is a great time to get a new deck? Now. It's always deck season, and Ben Hill Renovations can turn your old backyard into outdoor living space. Host a party, watch the big game, cook out. It's all possible on your new deck from Ben Hill Renovations, and it's easy. Ben Hill offers free estimates at your home, or you can go to their showroom where you can see and feel the many different options for your new deck. Ben Hill offers a better contractor experience. Every project is built with future county and city code requirements in mind, and all jobs are backed by the Ben Hill Renovations Workmanship Warranty. See them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Our research shows the #1 fear for retirees: uncontrollable economic and market swings. And after the last 5 years, that's totally understandable. But here's the good news. Happy retirees are twice as likely versus unhappy to have a financial plan. A plan can calm those worries. My team at Capital Investment Advisors would love to help your family build a plan you can feel confident about. Just pick a time that works for you at yourwealth.com. That's yourwealth.com.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
11:53 on the Mark Arum Show with you till noon. Then Eric Erickson, noon to 3. And how about EVH being back from his vacation? He will take you home between 3 to 7 here on 95.5 WSB. All right, paying off the tease before the break. What former MTV reality star wants to put a nuclear reactor on the moon? ABC's Andrew Dimebird has more.
Acting NASA Administrator Sean Duffy is set to announce the agency is fast-tracking plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. Documents obtained by Politico reveal NASA will solicit proposals for a 100-kilowatt nuclear reactor that would launch to the lunar surface by 2030. NASA has made returning to the moon and establishing a lasting human presence there a top priority. Power is key to building bases, supporting crews, and staying long-term. And with 14 days of darkness on the moon each month, solar power won't cut it.
What could go wrong? I have no idea. Sean Duffy, by the way. I'm sorry. He could become president, Deborah. He'll always be the MTV reality show star.
Real World Boston, yeah.
Real World Boston. A great season of Real World.
Yep.
All right, Deborah, processed foods. We know they're bad for you, but what are the worst processed foods for us?
All right, if you're eating any of these, you might be at risk. All right, potato chips, right?
All
Frozen
right.
French fries. Do you buy the frozen French
Never.
fries, or do you get
Never,
them at
ever.
the drive-thru?
Never get
ever?
the frozen, no.
You might not be able to eat these anymore. Store-bought cookies, since you found out.
the sugar
hurts.
thing.
Well, so Maya bought Publix bakery cookies. Is that store-bought? I mean, they're from the bakery.
But they're made at the bakery.
They still have sugar in them.
Yeah, but they're not processed, though. It's like a
That's
homemade
true.
cookie from Publix.
That's true.
All right, I can still eat those. All right,
All
continue,
right,
please.
grain pretzels, sweetened breakfast cereals.
No, don't
any
eat
type
those.
of candy.
Yeah, eat candy. Okay, what else?
But the big one on this list, it just sounds bad when I say it, reconstituted meat products, which includes ham, hot dogs, chicken sausage, fish sticks, and chicken nuggets.
Well, I eat all those except for the chicken sausage. What about bread?
Commercial bread.
Commercial
so
bread.
not homemade bread.
Go to thebreadbeckers.com.
Yeah.
Get
That's right.
Yeah.
Get rid of your warts.
You get rid of your warts. There's not processed. Very simple fix right there. Breadbeckers instead of the processed breads. And apparently chicken sausage, which I don't eat, so I'm okay. I'm far from okay, but...
Longoria's fact of the day.
Yeah, let's not go that far.
Yeah.
Today is National Underwear Day. Underwear Day. It doesn't have sugar in it, right? And in Italy, it's a tradition to wear red underwear on New Year's Eve for good luck. Also, did you know Major League Baseball umpires are supposed to wear black underwear in case they split their pants while squatting?
Interesting. I did not know that, and I'm a baseball guy. Edible underwear has sugar in it, right? Deborah,
that
does.
That does.
Are edible underwear in that highly processed food category that we should
Yeah, it's like
avoid?
a fruit roll-up, so it counts.
Yeah. I'm a boxer brief guy. If you're not wearing boxer briefs in 2025 as a dude, even women could be wearing them. They're the best. I'm never going to get Longoria off those tighty whities, but
Do not wear tighty whities.
boxer brief, probably in my lifetime, a top 5 invention.
Okay.
Were the boxer briefs.
All right.
They're game changing.
Yeah, yeah.
They give you the support you need, the comfort. This is not a commercial for boxer briefs. I'm a big fan.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram star of the show?
First and foremost, WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards came in and talked about our buddy the wedge that has brought these historic cool temperatures for August. Keep that wedge moving, Christina. Love it, love it, love it. Natalie Brand joined us live from the White House from CBS. Justin Gray from Channel 2. Big local story. People getting scammed at a valet shop in Brookhaven. Scott Slade, fantastic insight onto the possibility of us being state tax-free, income tax-free here in Georgia. Great stuff from Scott. Laura Davidson from Bloomberg News. We also talked to Rory O'Neill about the increased cost in Christmas lights. And Jim Ryan joined us from Texas about the redistricting there. Tomorrow on the show, political analyst Stephen Lawson. We'll talk to Kim Commando. We'll update our top stories as well. Social media is active, and we'll use them often, folks. At Mark Aram and at WSB Radio. Stay safe. Stay cool. Have a great Tuesday.
Oh, yes,